Man, those were the blackest eyes. They were the devil's eyes. You know, when I looked at them, all I could see was something that simply was inhuman. But other than that, meeting Kelly Clarkson was a total blast. She was an absolute doll.
Yeah, Kelly, you should have seen it. There was blood all over the wall.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was like a slaughterhouse there.
I mean, look at what it did. The domino effect, was crazy.
I don't know why you're laughing. I mean, did Simon Cowell ever try to kill you?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
We had no idea.
My bad.
What?
Oh, you know what? I think you guys think I was talking about Michael Myers. Not everything's about Michael, okay? Even if I'm doing a Halloween fan film marathon, I'm not always talking about Michael Myers. Sure, I'm in his hometown right now, and we're gonna spend a little while talking about him. But at this very second, it's not about Michael. But now at this second, it is about Michael. So get yourself some Halloween candy, lock your doors, and don't interact with anybody in costume that isn't verbally replying to you. Because that's Michael, not your friend. Your friend's dead. And tonight, I have been lucky enough to be granted an all-access interview with Mr. Halloween himself, Michael frickin' Myers. So let's kick this into high gear. Why did I just kick a pumpkin?
Our first film is Don't Fear the Reaper by Linville Production. At the start of this film, we're introduced to a poor fellow who died from picking his bug bites. Kids, you should never pick away at your bug bites, or this is what will happen to you. Sad, really. He just wanted to go out and enjoy a nice autumn day, and this is what happened to him. And it's not a Halloween film until Michael Myers shows up. Seeing this body just laying there, doing nothing, being dead, he decides, hey, recycling's pretty cool. He'll use that jumpsuit, and he could also use that mask. And then he heads off to Haddonfield. In the year 2014, schools have become so progressive that they allow 38-year-old men to pose as teenagers and hang out with the kid that hit his growth spurt way too fast. Our two teens start arguing about what films that they should watch on Halloween night.
We should watch is Death Master 4. It has to be part of it. We can't forget that.
They both agree it's the cult classics and no mainstream stuff.
We want the cult classics. We want obscurity, which is why Death Master 4 is perfect. No doubt. I mean, why not the Death Master? Yeah, 'cause you don't.
Michael is disgusted that they're Halloween hipsters, so he decides that he won't give them the honor of dying that second. He'll postpone his killing them for a while. This fan film takes an interesting approach. Instead of using a horror movie score, they instead use Michael's asthmatic breathing to heighten tension. Poor Michael Myers, he just left his inhaler inside that house. And now, instead of just asking for it back directly, he's gonna wait and sneak in later and grab it. The tension builds up, and we face the scariest prospect of them all. That these two guys may not have the sufficient amount of popcorn needed to throw a true Halloween bash.
Just wondering if you have any popcorn or snacks. You want me to bring anything, or?
Yes, I bought the
So you have everything?
and the skinny pop twist of lime flavored popcorn.
All right, sweet.
Oh, and that Michael Myers is still outside, stalking them, planning on killing them, and maybe stealing that Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt. Now, for you guys at home keeping track, I want you guys to make a note of every time one of these fan films mentions Halloween 3. These fan films care more about Part 3 than the actual Akkad family seem to. If you at home were hoping that these two would successfully have that Halloween movie watching bro down, well... At least I think he's dead. That was less of a I'm dead scream and more of a ow, that really hurt scream. The middle-aged teenager arrives just in time to see this death happen. Oh, snap! He's got great timing. His ass better call somebody! But he can't call them because his phone is still being charged.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Michael had a reason to break in and kill these two. Not only were they Halloween hipsters,
But they didn't even invite Michael over to watch the cult horror movies.
and have some of their popcorn.
Popcorn, add sweet cream butter to hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, buttercup.
Sure, they didn't think they had enough of it, but you can always make more, especially for a pal like Mikey. Luckily for the middle-aged teenager, he is able to get a hold of ADT security.
But my friend was
Where his plea for help is answered by Megan Trainor.
Okay, calm down, sir.
Everything's gonna be okay.
But since it's Halloween night, they think he's just another prankster.
Now who stabbed your friend?
Michael Myers did.
Sir, we've been getting enough prank calls tonight as it is.
ADT decides, well, fine, we'll send someone out to help you. Well, they're not the greatest security company. These kids are totally boned. Worst horror movie marathon ever. This type of marathon would depress Joe Bob Briggs. So Michael Myers is willing to forgive them for not inviting him to the party. He offers a nice neck massage, which is rudely turned down. Middle-aged teenager runs down to the basement, and Michael's like, hey, come back here. Luckily, doesn't smack his head off the low ceiling. But middle-aged teenager, he doesn't want to talk. He just wants to hit potential friends in the head with a bat. He's cocky enough to think you can kill the shape.
Michael shows why you should never give up on the play with a last-second shoestring tackle. And that's going to run out the clock on this game. Michael is going to win.
You know what? I got a few minutes to kill before Michael Myers arrives for our interview. Maybe I'll carve a pumpkin. There's got to be tools in this drawer somewhere. I wonder how easy it would be to carve the Superman logo. Can't be that hard. How do I carve you? Yeah, that probably isn't very safe. Our next film is Eric Veda's Halloween. So would you say that Halloween is also Veda time? But seriously, who's Eric Veda and why does he get to claim Halloween? This is a production by Vision Air, which to me sounds like a Silicon Valley startup company. So we start on Murder's Eve. Two hikers are hiking. If it's anything like that Jason Voorhees fan film I watched, they're donezo. And this guy gets way too excited to run across this old shack.
Do you have any idea what happened here 30 years ago on Halloween night?
Which causes him and his girlfriend to get into a lover's quarrel.
Halloween. Of course. Why am I not the least bit surprised? Sometimes I think the only reason why you're dating me is because I'm from Haddonfield.
Baby, if that were the least bit true, don't you think I would have dated somebody who knows about Haddonfield?
Apparently in Haddonfield, you are required to take Michael Myers history lessons, where I'm going to assume they listen to old Dr. Loomis lectures. So in case you're not familiar with the Michael Myers backstory, which you really should be if you're watching a Halloween fan film, this guy will do his best Robert Stack impression to fill you in on what you need to know.
We're all familiar with the story. On a cold, chilly Halloween night in 1963, a young Michael Myers, who was only 6 years old at the time, brutally stabbed and killed his older sister Judith.
It kind of loses its impact when you don't have a back alley with fog everywhere. Oh, and that music. You gotta have that music.
Why would the residents of Haddonfield be so reluctant to mention the atrocities that happened decades ago?
That theme may be even creepier than the Halloween theme. Our host becomes obsessed with this farm. Apparently this is the farm that Michael Myers stayed at. Was that a thing?
I mean, Michael could have walked right down this path undetected right to the farm.
Yeah, apparently this is Tower Farm from part 5 and 6. So I guess this fan film is working off the 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 timeline. And this place is so spooky, they even leave their Halloween decorations out all year long. And this turns into the spookiest pick that Mike and Frank have ever been on. So our host starts getting creeped out.
If I didn't know he was dead already, I would 100% think
And you know, he has a good reason to be.
his own niece, Jamie Lloyd, was killed here.
This, not Robert Stack, leaves right before Michael shows up. Michael only wanted to let this guy know that he'd be willing to do his podcast. In this fan film, Michael Myers looks just a little different than usual.
You look sick.
Yeah, kid, he's sick. Sick of murdering teens? Oh yeah! So this kid is nice enough to give our undead killer his mask, which Michael Myers struggles to put on. Way to run off, kid, before Michael even has a chance to thank you. It's a good thing that Michael doesn't have anywhere he has to be immediately, because he has to travel by bus. Eventually, Michael Myers does meet up with our host. Oh, and selfies, stab him! It wouldn't be a Halloween film without a scene of somebody doing laundry. Did you know Halloween films featuring Michael Myers using washing machines or dryers to set traps up have the lowest critical scores of the franchise? Also, the Halloween series is kind of obsessed with laundry and bed sheets. Bed sheets? Who invited that undead killer? Yeah, that's an actual post on Reddit. You know Reddit, that place where totally normal people spend their time? So Michael Myers shows up to stalk our host some more. Either that or prevent him from eating a Tide Pod.
Hey, are my killing clothes out of the wash yet? You might need a specialty detergent to get rid of some of those bloodstains.
My favorite character, the angry girlfriend, is back.
It's been hours, Nick. Where the hell have you been?
And guess what? She's still angry.
You're walking around stirring up the past in a town like this?
But she won't be for very much longer. Did I do that? Well, way to have a reaction, guy. Your girlfriend just died and not a panicked scream or anything?
But what am I supposed to do with this thing?
We cut away to a random rapping Candyman.
Planting good seeds into the mind, in which will then grow into a grand vine bigger than what mankind can't.
Our host runs up to the candy-giving rapper friend and warns him that Michael is back again. And on his way he is. Michael also meets that friend.
But if I can find that grand vine, then I'm
Is he going to say something like, hey, I like that rap that you were doing? So much for tell a friend.
Hard pass.
My name is Nick Falco.
Falco. That's the name of our host. He's gonna cut his final vlog.
Tonight is the night that I'm going to die.
It's gonna be a 40-minute ad-filled apology. Because that's what you do on YouTube to get clicks.
I've looked into his eyes. The blackest of eyes, the devil's eyes.
Ah, somebody's listened to Dr. Loomis. Okay, to be fair, I only caught a brief glimpse of his eyes. So this genius decides that instead of driving away and living, he's gonna cut another monologue.
But my death will not be in vain.
He's really desperate for those views, isn't he?
Yes, my actions brought him home, back to Haddonfield, where you've all tried to move on after all these years.
Yeah, thank him, Haddonfield. He only brought back the thing that you didn't ask for or want to be reminded of. So yeah, Michael Myers really didn't enjoy that rap from earlier, and our street poet is dead. And then does everyone a favor and drags Falco out of the car before he could make the 40-minute vlog in hour 31. And Michael doesn't get much competition out of Falco. It turns out to be a slaughtering, like your average Brady versus the Jets game. Good night, sweet prince. May your bitching girlfriend greet you when you arrive at the pearly gates. And then bitch at you some more, because you let her die. Hey, wait, did he just give him the finger?
Hey, Michael, calling just to see if you're still showing up for our interview. We've already done about 2 or 3 fan films, so we're getting into the heart of this thing. Is it true that you really killed somebody at Party City? Alright, I don't know if you're getting any of these messages. I'll still be here if you want to still be interviewed.
Well, if you don't believe me, our next film is called Halloween. Michael kills Halloween store workers. I think they're a little redundant with the usage of Halloween in the title. And this is a Big Daddy M production. M for Martin. As in, this is a Martin Scorsese film. Our film starts off in one of the scariest locations on Earth. A closed Party City after hours. Spooky. And Michael Myers is incredibly lucky because they have his mask in stock. His victims tonight are a sassy male.
Hey, Halloween. So freaking messy.
and his sedated female co-worker.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, Michael must have tripped over a box of slutty witch costumes. Either that or knocked over a pile of fake gravestones.
Everyone left, right? Check for customers, didn't you?
Huh? What? Speak up, I can't hear anything. Michael? What does he want? SpongeBob SquarePants birthday plates? Wait, she's happy that Michael Myers is gonna kill her? Someone needs to get back on their antidepressants. Wait, did he really think he was gonna take out Michael Myers with a padded baseball bat? Well, she gets her wish. Michael Myers does kill her. And after she's dead, I think he tries to force her to read up on loss prevention. Because Michael Myers knows that when people steal, it just makes consumers have to pay more. And I'm a little bummed that he didn't stab that Cookie Monster balloon. Jose Canseco bat? Tell me you didn't spend money on that.
A Jose Canseco bat? Tell me, you didn't pay money for this.
And proving himself to be very resourceful when it comes to finding things to kill people with, he's able to use a balloon string to kill the sassy boy.
You know what? I think I lost my interest in carving a pumpkin. It just looks way too hard. Plus, when I was younger, my dad yelled at me when I was just trying to help him carve a pumpkin. So I'm still scarred. I'm gonna buy myself a pre-made one and buy that kit where I can make it look like Buzz Lightyear.
Our next film is called Halloween 2. Not the original Halloween 2. Not Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Not even the new version of Halloween 2 that was made for 2020. So this would be our fourth Halloween 2? This film was made by Deep Dreams, which you would think would be the company that would make a Freddy Krueger fan film. We're back at Smith Grove, where we meet a new Man in Black. Or Loomis. Or Shrink. I don't know, even this guy pauses to wonder, who exactly am I? Oh, so we have Lynn Miranda cosplaying as Dr. Loomis, and he's here to see Michael. Okay, since I don't speak another language, I just assume what he said pissed off Michael Myers. Well, I can't imagine too many worse places to be on Halloween night than in a Haddonfield hospital. But without even knowing what they're saying, you can definitely tell that something's wrong here.
Et maintenant, il est mort.
J'espère. Il s'est quand même relevé après les premiers coups de feu.
Our nurses are all gathered around, gossiping, when really, they should be working. Working as hard as our pissed off security is.
Ça fait trop longtemps que je sais TV. Et c'est maintenant cette nuit.
This guy's even angry when he eats his donut. See, I don't know what he's saying, but I can feel a connection with it. I won't feel it for long, though. Michael comes in, and this guy's off to the big security office in the sky. So I have a hunch that this guy may have been reported to HR before. Michael kills this nurse after she does something awful, like suggest he get a haircut. Also, creepy boss, he's not gonna live long enough to go to that HR meeting. We cut back to Hot Nurse.
Pour une hernie discale.
Hot Nurse does things like listen to Aha. And you know what nurses like to do after they listen to some Aha? Did you say eat brownies? Did you make this film? We get some more exposition.
Je savais pas exactement pourquoi tu étais là, je suis désolée.
Who is this girl?
C'est rien.
You know, I really should get a translator. Michael wants to inflate his kill numbers for this film, so he goes and kills one of the patients in critical condition. Why bother? The very definition of padding your stats in garbage time. A nurse comes by and discovers the body. Michael discovers that he likes choking her, and she discovers she's actually able to get away. Michael is relentless in his pursuit, and he wants this door opened up right now, young lady. And he's able to eventually get into that stall, where he strangles her to death. I wonder what the person in the other stall is thinking, hearing all this.
Hey partner, come on, you gotta relax. Don't force it. Get a blow out your O-ring. Drop a lung. That's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss.
The older nurse wonders where did hot nurse go off to? She discovers the body. Well, she's dead. And soon you will be too. Patient Luis Guzman waddles his way into the movie, and he's my new favorite character. Oh, you never go full Fred Sanford.
Oh, wait a minute, no sense. Oh, this is the biggest one I ever had. You hear that, Elizabeth? I'm coming to join you, honey. No!
I take it he doesn't want to be killed? That seems like a hard no to me. Come on, Michael, haven't you seen the PSAs? No means no.
If the woman says no and you don't listen to her, it's rape. Plain and simple, case closed, 10 to 20.
And now Guzman is Goose gone. So this girl, who I assume is really important to the story, even though I don't know why, she stumbles upon our dead nurse. You know, there's a million jokes that you could make about this image, but I won't, because I'm classy like that. Michael arrives, and he wants to get some honest feedback about the quality of his work. The heat is on, and the door's locked too! Oh, it's like a tampon commercial.
Are you wearing a pad? It's kind of bulky.
So from what I'm able to gather, Lynn Miranda's character is secretly evil?
C'est pas la peine, inspecteur, je sais tout!
C'est lui qui a libéré Michael.
Quoi?
And now these two are gonna brawl. And it becomes about as competitive as your average Brock Lesnar match. Lynn Miranda finds our girl and goes full bonkers in the process of trying to kill her.
Laurie? Laurie! C'est un best-seller au compteur!
Papa Michael peut pas être mon frère!
Good guy Myers shows up in the nick of time and saves our girl from getting killed by Lynn Miranda Shrink. So from what I'm gathering, Michael and this girl have a connection? He drops his knife, then drops to his knee, and then what does he do? Propose? And this girl's able to remove his mask. The end. Wait, is Michael her dad?
Hey, you at home? You don't have to worry that Michael Myers is going to sneak up on me. I actually put an app on my phone that allows me to track whenever Michael Myers has stepped onto the premises. If he steps onto my front lawn, you'll hear a dun-dun-dun, alerting me that he's arrived. I finished making my popcorn. Dun-dun-dun. He tries to go in my garage and cut the power. Dun-dun-dun. In fact, it even works as an alarm clock. So even if I'm sleeping and he arrives, dun-dun-dun. Believe me, I'm going to wake up faster hearing that noise than I will when I hear moving cows.
Our next film is Halloween Awakening by Fuzz on the Lens production, which is better than Smudge on the Lens that ruins a good take production. This film also takes place at Smith's Grove in the year 2002, the year of Trapped, a group of headstrong musicians. A corpse is being wheeled in, and you could say that they got themselves a body bag.
Get him a body bag! Yeah!
Yeah! Yeah! What? You need a body bag? You know I actually have one in my car if you... Oh, it's an expression. I actually had a body bag in my car if you needed it. We're also treated to the old horror cliche of, hey, people who work in a morgue, tonight you got yourself a celebrity.
We have a celebrity here.
Oh, let me get my autograph book.
I'm not kidding. This is Michael Myers.
But you'll never guess. He actually wasn't dead. He was just badly burned. And like every revived undead killer, he sits up and immediately kills everyone working on him. We're treated to a little narration to help us understand the plot better.
This being lurks in the shadow of a child's mind.
Yes, a Loomis.
Fear incarnated.
That's one fine Michael Myers you got there. Why doesn't mine look like that? So this fan film is going to work off the 1, 2, 7, and 8 timeline, but try to connect it with 4, 5, and 6.
For the safety of Laurie, we decided to fake her death. She started a new life under the name Carrie Tate with her son John. I was in charge of looking after her daughter, Jamie. She was never to know the truth about her mother's whereabouts. My goal was to protect little Jamie Laurie.
So that makes me incredibly in on this fan film.
Jamie's son, Stephen, must be protected before he too suffers the same fate of all those before him.
So you're probably asking, where does this film take place?
Smith's Grove.
Well, if you'd guess Smith Grove, you'd be correct, but also I'd have to say that's where most of these take place. So that's not that tough of a guess. Smith Grove has been shut down since Dr. Wynn passed away.
Right, ever since Dr. Wynn passed away. Okay.
The guard for this facility is a member of the Brackett family.
The Bracketts are pretty much done with police work in this town.
Yeah, that was probably a lot of stress on your dad back then.
Making him related to Annie from part 1?
I never even got a chance to meet my sister.
What was her name? Anna?
Annie.
And these two guys? I like them. And it wouldn't make a good horror film to kill off people I like. So we need somebody I really just want to see get killed.
Trick or treat, dipshits.
Perfect. That'll do, film.
Jimmy, what are you doing here? Why aren't you back at your post?
Because it's Halloween, bitches.
And I bet this guy lets you know about every holiday, adding bitches to it. It's Labor Day, bitches. It's St. Patrick's Day, bitches. It's National Teacher Appreciation Day, bitches.
You know how many parties I should be at right now?
Who even let this guy know that there was a party about to be thrown? Then the hotties arrive.
This is Tina.
Hey, Jimmy.
And Jacqueline.
Hi, Jimmy.
And this one hottie feels the exact way I do about Jimmy.
And Lila.
Jim.
And this is Steven. It's his birthday.
Great, you just gave him the herps.
But now I take twice daily herpexia to reduce my chances of passing it on.
Happy birthday, sexy.
Oh, the other guard is Stephen Doyle, Jamie's baby from part 6. Oh, and the filmmakers even did their homework. They have his birthday correctly pegged as October 30th. So the Brackett kid is smart enough to realize that Michael will be back. He always comes back.
Oh, come on. You've been waiting for Grandpa Myers to show up now for what? 6 years? Just give it a rest. He's dead.
For a fan film, these guys really nailed that late 90s, early 2000s sleaziness.
Now stop waiting for something that's never gonna come and try to have some fun with something that will.
And Brackett actually acts like a real fleshed out character. You could actually believe he's the brother of somebody whose sister was killed by Michael Myers.
Most of me feels he's not coming back. I mean, I want to believe he's not coming back. But there's no telling what evil like that can do.
He knows that not only will Michael be back, but you also have to be prepped at all times.
What was that? A steel mop?
It was a prank, bro.
What if I was to kill you, you stupid asshole? Really?
You know, that's an appropriate reaction. In fact, that's how I wish most episodes of Punk'd would have ended.
You got me, man. You're so dead. You realize that?
And as always, Michael Myers was there the entire time. And now we get that cliched scene that happens in all these fan films. You know, the one where the person who gets killed just happened to have bought Michael's exact mask. Back at the party, Brackett is a real buzzkill. He refuses to make out, knowing that the minute he starts making out, that will be dropping his guard, and that's when Michael will show up. Michael also turns down the hottie throwing herself at him. You know how Michael do, holding it down for his fellow incels. It's just a flesh wound, it's still good. The thought threat has been eliminated.
Come on, Jim. I know you just want me to wear slutty costumes for you.
Oh, this poor girl has to make out with Jimmy?
Yes I do.
I'd probably rather not be born on Halloween. It's kind of like being born on Christmas. It takes away from both days, you know?
You know, and that whole thing about being an incest rape baby. So these two, they're both high school seniors, and they go to the same school.
Yeah. I can't believe we're seniors already.
Me too. I can't believe that after 3 years we're finally getting to know each other.
Up until now, one could write this off to coincidence. But then, she reached into her bag and pulled out a strawberry Pop-Tart. The very same breakfast pastry that I was consuming at that moment.
Oh, this poor girl. Not only does she have to make out with Jimmy, but moments later, she gets stabbed to death.
What the... Oh! Holy shit!
Michael's gonna do us all a favor and now go after Jimmy. How's that going? Jimmy, take an Advil and just walk it off. Michael, showing that he always has a game plan, also took out urgent care, so another guard has to answer the panicked call.
And a lot of weird shit happens on Halloween.
So keep your eyes open.
10-4.
That guard, too, is in danger. Either that or Michael Myers showed up to tell him that the vending machine in the hall ate his quarters, and all he really wanted to do was get a bag of Fritos. Oh, so it wasn't about the Fritos. It was about the killing. Our three most likable characters realize that something is wrong.
Because there was a scream from the radio.
Come with me, guys. Stay close behind. I think Michael Myers is here.
Well, he's right, you know.
We're not taking any chances. Come on.
All that prepping that this guy's done, he might actually get to live through the night.
Okay, because if we don't, he's gonna pick us off one by one.
Who?
You live in Haddonfield. Who do you think he's talking about? Michael gets his HGTV on and decides to redecorate the place.
Holy shit!
Run!
Hey guys, what do you think? I watched a few YouTube DIY videos, and they said having a dead body in the middle of the room isn't essential to any living space. And wouldn't you know it, this place has the files to the old Michael Myers case.
What is this? Wait. This is the evidence from the Myers case. I got it from my dad a few years ago.
And Steven finally gets to learn that
he's your uncle. You're the reason he's here.
That's gonna be one twisted episode of Maury.
My dad made a promise.
To what?
To protect you. He told the Dr. Sam Loomis that he would let nothing happen to you. And now I'm doing the same.
And then Loomis just disappears.
You were adopted by the Doyles after your mother Jamie was killed by Michael. I didn't want you to find out like this.
So Lila and Steve make a love connection. And this causes Brackett to become unfocused. He's now more caught up in love. And things become like Super Smash Brothers. That's right, they brawl. And they even smash through the wall. Steven puts on his mom's mask from the end of part 4 and confronts Uncle Mike the same way Tommy Jarvis confronted Jason at the end of Friday the 13th part 4.
Putting that mask on just makes you look ridiculous.
Don't judge me! Lila is able to stab Michael Myers to death.
Now it's time for my final test. To put away my fears, lay them to rest.
Really? That's how Michael's gonna go out? They all go home where Sheriff Brackett congratulates his son for a job well done? Done? I don't think he's ever seen a Halloween movie.
The boys are down here now taking care of everything. I'm proud of you, son.
Thanks, Dad.
Come on, he knows it's not that easy. See what I mean?
Sheriff, you said Smith's Grove, right?
Yeah, why?
There's no body there.
They should be more thorough. Cut his head off next time. Here's what I think it sounds like when Halloween fans describe why they keep getting new Halloween sequels.
He's not dead.
What do you mean, Bill? I don't know. He's not dead.
Michael's alive. So him and Brackett start brawling down by the dock of the bay. Aren't docks more of a Jason thing? And I think Brackett's going to be able to finally reunite with Annie. Knowing that there's no possible escape, Brackett kamikazes himself.
Let's go for a swim.
I gotta give that fan film a lot of credit. It did its research. And I did my own research. And that research is, if you ever see a girl who's way too hot for a fan film, she's probably a porn star, or at very least, has a modeling page. Well, I had to prove my theory, so I looked up all the girls in this film. And I found myself a penthouse pet. Krista Ain, the one who played Tina. Our next film is Halloween fan remake by Macabre Pictures. And it's a remake, alright. It's on Halloween. It's in Haddonfield. They're playing Mr. Sandman. Are you getting deja vu? Because I know I am. We get spooky home tours. And if this is a remake, I assume this is our Judith, who goes outside because, well, she heard a noise.
Hello?
I didn't see anything. In fact, it's so dark I can't see a damn thing. And Judith, her personality's just lovely. On par with the girl who played Laurie in the Halloween remake.
Okay, you have a free opportunity to get candy and you have to pull this shit.
Poor Michael, he's just trying to stalk, but it's so dark he just keeps banging into things. And that's not his iconic look. I don't recall him ever wearing a graphic tee. Oh, but this isn't Michael. This is Judith's boyfriend. Yeah, you asshole. Get your cosplay game on point. So the boyfriend steals this clown mask from Michael's room.
Where did you get that thing?
Michael's room. You don't know where your brother is?
No.
Sister of the Year. Michael just wants the thing back, okay? And the boyfriend? He wants to get kinky in that mask.
Wait, baby, wait. I was just trying something new.
And I can understand why Judith isn't down with that.
Oh my god. Babe, no.
You know who else isn't down with that? Well, Life with Mikey comes in and he's all like, give me back my mask or I'll have to kill you with this hammer.
Stop! Hammer time!
So not only did he start off his life of killing with the boyfriend, but he decided, my sister allowed this to happen, so she needs to be killed as well. This family has trust issues. You know, if Michael's going to behave this poorly, he should be sent to the ranch.
There is a place that I have great confidence in called Turnabout Ranch. And I'm giving you a chance to do it right now. And if you want to do it, you got 10 seconds to sit down and talk to me. And if you don't, you're not going to believe what happens next.
Young Michael isn't a total monster, though. He knows that the general public doesn't really like clowns, so he too will change his branding and go with a different mask, something slightly less creepy. You know, William Shatner.
Did you go trick-or-treating in your own face mask?
You remember we did that? Do you remember?
Is that true or false?
Our backstory is told by text. Well, I hope you're the type who likes to do a little reading when you watch a film. Michael Myers is back many years later to pick up his stuff. And Michael, like Spider-Man for PS4, can leave his backpack anywhere, and when he wants something, he can come back to it. So if you got yourself a mask, you also have to get yourself a knife. He's almost a little too impatient in his search for a knife. So now we meet our group of teens, and they're getting ready for their homecoming.
How about we just take off all our clothes every time we're at a football game, and then maybe no one will notice we're doing the same old boring routine?
Alright, loop that one more time.
How about we just take off all our clothes?
One more time. Every time she says that, my mind blanks.
How about we just take off all our clothes every time we're at a football game?
And we arrive to the famous scene from Halloween 1. You know, the one where Michael Myers pops out from the bushes. It's so iconic that I see it at least 3 or 4 more times in the process of watching these Halloween fan films.
What the
Best line reading or best line reading? Lori, Annie, and Linda all decide to plan for a party later that night.
Annie, have you given any more thought to my proposal? I don't know, Linda. What if something happened? Like what?
Like, I don't know, a murder. Nah, this is just a silly small town. That would never happen.
Please, Annie. Please, 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 please. Okay, fine. Fine. Thank you. Okay.
There's some boundaries being invaded there, girls.
Ew! Get off of me!
Lori lets the other two know that tonight she can't do it. She's babysitting for the Doyles.
Oh my god, I'm babysitting at the Doyles. It's like a few houses down. We could keep each other company.
And Myers, he's continuing to stalk these girls, even during school hours. Aren't people like him supposed to have curfews?
Someone was staring at me. A potential homecoming date, perhaps?
How sweet.
Come on, if you saw the other fan film, you know that he's no date. He's King Incel. Lori arrives home to discover that her key is no longer under the mat.
Dad, what if there's no mat? No, like, there's no mat.
What do you mean, no mat? All these goddamn hooligans stealing our mats. I don't work 12 hours a day to come home to a house without a friggin' welcome mat.
And Michael gets upset that Lori walks over to his vehicle and tries to look for that key. Alright, for you guys at home with your Halloween fan film bingo card, you can check off film plays Don't Fear the Reaper. Just because it's a horror film doesn't mean that your chores shouldn't be done. Lori's gonna wash some dishes, and Michael's gonna watch, because that's just a fetish of his. The phone rings. Lori goes to answer it, and it's somebody with bronchitis calling her.
Hello? Who is this?
She's almost immediately jump scared by her sister. Step sister. You see, Lori was adopted.
What's your costume, the Virgin Mary?
Can't you be a famous whore like us cool girls? What a mean for no reason sister to have. Alright, now the fan film's gonna lose some authenticity points. Lori's friend comes rolling up to the house and she's bumping Britney Spears. You know, like people did in 1978.
What do you think? What are you supposed to be?
Another terrific line reading.
Anything Paul wants me to be?
Oh, that lucky Paul. I hope he gets killed. Michael doesn't seem to like that his sister has a new family, so he's going to kill them. So let's start with the new stepsister first. Michael's not a rude guy, though. He knows that before he's going to kill somebody, he should at least shut the door. You don't want the heat escaping. The dog outside starts barking.
Lindsay, your dog is starting to get on my nerves again.
You know, to warn Annie that Michael Myers is around. Why are you picking on the dog? He's just doing his job. We cut back to Michael Myers, who's outside, still perving it up like a creeper.
Lindsay, a little help, please. Lindsay!
You know, if Lindsay doesn't want to help, I will. Annie gets stuck in the room, but she is able to sneak her way out. She's no solid snake, though.
Shit!
Hello, Annie.
I think about a lot of things, so why don't we both stop thinking about them and get down to doing them?
So yeah, Annie's able to successfully sneak out, and she arrives over to Lori's, and is like, if you're already stuck babysitting, could you take Lindsay as well?
You watch her. I will consider calling Ben Trimmer.
Alright, now we're back over to Paul and Annie.
What the fuck?
And since I'm incredibly jealous of Paul, I need Michael to kill him right now. Oh, and our film pauses to get meta for a second.
Like he didn't wear a hockey mask. He wore a clown mask.
Why does it matter?
It's just historically inaccurate, that's all.
And Michael hates self-referential humor, so Paul's dead. And I guess Annie is too. Well, it's not a great night to be one of Laurie's friends. Is he wearing an MTV Punks shirt? And if Michael Myers was to stab him, would that be a prank that Ashton Kutcher's behind? And does he have ED too?
I don't think we'll be needing those.
Nope, he's just a one-pump chump.
A little warning would be nice.
What? I can't help it when the moment of love hits.
Chekhov's stabbing that leads to a blood capsule squirting out of the actor's mouth.
Okay, joke's over, Bob.
But it isn't a joke. It's like a sitcom.
Hey, Casper the asshole ghost. Hand me my phone.
Oh, doesn't she know? It's rude to text in front of company. She deserved it. So Laurie decides maybe I should check in on Annie and Linda.
Linda! Annie! It's Laurie!
No one's answering because Linda be dead. And if Michael has his way, Laurie be dead. Laurie's able to escape out the window. And Michael's like, why'd she use that window? Laurie isn't able to put that much distance between her and Michael. Doesn't she know that Michael's a power walking pro? Oh, we all know what she's thinking. She's thinking,
Oh, I see this really upsets you. I don't have to kill you right now. We can always reschedule. Halloween might not work. You want to try for Thanksgiving? Nobody's made a horror-themed Thanksgiving movie, have they?
Laurie and Michael brawl right into the pool. Where she gets struck down by a smooth criminal.
Is that the boogeyman?
You know, I wasn't formally introduced, Annie. So is that a yes or a no? But Michael's back and he's ready to finish this job. Wait a minute. The end? What?
Hey, Michael, don't know if you're checking your messages, but if you do plan on using the front entrance tonight, can you not kill any of the trick-or-treaters? It just wouldn't be a good look for the station.
And we're off to a scary start here in Boston for Halloween on Ice.
I appreciate your cooperation and agreeing to do the interview tonight. Looking forward to seeing you.
Isabel
Alright, well,
and her partner, Lloyd Eisner.
This special TNT presentation, Halloween on Ice.
Our next film is by camera.Films. It's called Halloween, Michael Myers Comes Home. We begin with a bro harassing his friend to come hang out with him.
Yeah, let the party shows back. You hurry your ass up, okay?
And apparently, Michael Myers was at the very same gas station. He must have needed a Powerade and some Pringles.
Yo, what the fuck you looking at, man? Got a problem, man? What are you looking at, man?
You know, this guy was so rude, he actually deserved to be stabbed in the stomach. And you know, I don't think any Halloween fan film, or just Halloween movie in general, has ever explained, how did Michael learn to drive? Oh, stealing a car is nothing for a guy with his body count.
Yoink!
So instead of his normal power walking, Michael's going to be able to arrive back in Haddonfield a little early. So we cut to this girl, who is his niece.
Tomorrow's Halloween.
And you know what that means?
Shut up. Stop. I know where you're going with this.
Listen, you're his niece, and as legend goes...
Legend goes, that means it's fake. Legends aren't real.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid. You never go wrong.
She doesn't seem too keen on the idea that Michael Myers may one day return to get her.
Where's the white mask?
How cute, Chris.
And wouldn't you know it, he is here to get her. Though he's a lot less stealthy and more like a jealous boyfriend in his approach to stalking. So Michael's supposed niece, her name is Jocelyn.
What Jocelyn doesn't like Chris? What?
Yeah, what?
And her friends seem to think that she really likes this guy Chris.
Okay, you definitely are so into them. I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye. Bye.
Whoa, what? Ah, that Chris, he's such a charmer.
Well, at least it was me, not Michael.
And I bet you guys were worried that this fan film wasn't going to do an homage to the Michael Myers creeping in the bushes scene.
How can he see me?
You going home? What?
There was a guy who was standing there and he was staring at us.
But that's one thing you won't have to fear. What you will have to fear, though, is this bizarre ADRing.
Yes. Oh my god, yes, he was wearing a white mask.
Okay, told you, look. Look. Is anyone there? No, there's not. So there's nothing to be scared of. Look,
He was
look at
standing
me.
right there.
I think Chris is a real special guy. He's the only guy I know that can get US news from India.
2 nights ago, long-time psychiatric patient and mass murderer.
Which is how Chris is able to find out that Michael Myers has escaped.
Michael Myers.
See, I told you! I told you!
You'd think he'd be concerned that Jocelyn might be in danger?
This man
You need to stop. I am not related to this guy.
That's what your parents want you to think.
It is Halloween, so a party has to be thrown. But first she has to deal with the overly pushy trick-or-treaters.
Mom, give me some fucking candy.
And we even have a few celebrity guests.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
We have Ariana Grande.
This shit always happened to me.
And Andre Meadows from Black Nerd Comedy.
The only movie you need to see is the first Halloween.
Do you have anything to snack on?
Well, I got something you could snack on.
Danny feels the need to be generous, and in the nicest way possible, offers to get everyone a pizza.
Alright, I'll get the pizza, but you better pitch in, okay?
Okay, we will.
Hi, kitty.
But that pizza, it'll never come. Ariana breaks away from the group to figure out where Danny went off to.
Danny? Danny!
The group is a little concerned. They don't know where Danny's gone.
Well, someone better go check on him, because, I mean,
Where's Danny?
And Black Nerd Comedy thinks, you know what, this is the perfect time for this film to get meta.
Yo, you swear this is like a horror movie or some shit?
Yeah, for real, bro.
Yeah, I'll go check with you.
And because Black Nerd Comedy broke up with his girlfriend because Ariana was bored, she allows him to make out with her. But we know how Michael feels about people sneaking off to make out.
Stop! He's already dead.
Jocelyn and Chris spot Michael and begin to panic.
It's him. He's here. Call the cops. Call the cops. They're all dead. Michael killed them. I think I don't know.
Oh, you don't know, Chris? Because to me, it sounds like you know a lot more than you're letting on.
You don't have your phone? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Oh, so our real killer is bad cell phone reception.
Back the fuck up, or I'm gonna kill you.
But you can never go wrong with the old standby of knife to the chest. Jocelyn is able to fire off a few panic shots that are able to take out Michael. Though she'd have a higher accuracy score if she kept her eyes open. This buys her enough time to go back and make another emergency phone call.
Oh, shit.
This time she's a little less scared sounding and more annoyed.
I called earlier, and there's a guy in my house, and now he's killed somebody. There's one dead person in my house.
Jocelyn goes to escape, but Michael is able to shoestring tackle her. Michael's good at shoestring tackling. It's probably from when he was a defensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys.
It should be 15 yards. Michael Myers just spun him down.
But Jocelyn won't go down that easy. She's a fighter. And that allows enough time for a cop to arrive.
Drop the knife. Get on the ground. Drop the knife.
The cop stops firing away at Michael. Jocelyn is able to escape. And the boyfriend? He might live.
He still has a pulse. I'm calling an ambulance.
As will Michael Myers. He escaped. Because of course he did.
What the?
Yeah, they call me Party Bird. What makes me a party bird?
It's the glitter, bro!
And this bitchin' cap.
Party bird! We're gonna party all day long! We're gonna do the dirty bird! The dirty bird!
Our next film is Halloween Return of the Sandman by Southland Films. We start off tying this film to the actual Halloween 1. Michael has fallen off the roof.
Wow! What a hole!
Well, Michael will just be able to walk this off. No, throw in the towel. Michael's too weak to continue. And now it's 2003. And wouldn't you know, we're back at Smith's Grove. And who's going to arrive? Well, Dr. Loomis.
Dr. Loomis! You're here early. They don't transfer your boy till 9 a.m.
And at this point, Loomis isn't trying to treat Michael anymore.
I'm going to take you out of here in the morning, Michael.
He's just going to shoot him in the head.
I can't let them do that.
Where did Dr. Loomis get his doctorate with this kind of unconventional approach?
Happy Halloween.
Dr. Loomis, what the hell are you doing?
Doesn't he know that Michael's never going to die? Well, Michael's able to kill the entire security team and escape. I wonder if the staffing company who supplies the workers to Smith Grove warns them about this potentially happening.
God!
Oh, I'm going to get in so much trouble from my bosses for this. And Michael must have learned to use the internet at some point, because he's not only able to track down his exact mask, he's able to find the novelty store that will sell that mask. Well, it's a good thing for him, that mask is in stock. Is Michael gonna pay for it? Absolutely not. So yeah, as he's stealing the mask, even Michael's like, hey, you're not gonna try to stop me?
Shoplifter!
Thanks for coming. Happy Halloween.
So obviously Dr. Loomis's boss isn't too thrilled at what just happened.
I've got 2 guards dead. Myers is gone. So tell me, what the hell happened here?
And that wasn't Dr. Sam Loomis, that was actually his brother.
Michael Myers is anything but human.
Now you're sounding like your obsessive brother.
I must go to Haddonfield.
Haddonfield?
And like his brother, he seems obsessed with reminding Haddonfield of their Michael Myers
Why do you have to go to Haddonfield? Why would he go to Haddonfield? He has no family left there. He has no reason to go there. You have no reason to go to Haddonfield.
It must be an OCD thing with this family. Even his boss is like, is this just an excuse for you to get back to Haddonfield?
We don't want to stir up a panic in that town. Lord knows those poor people have suffered enough at the hands of that lunatic of yours. So off you go.
So this boss lets Dr. Loomis leave and go to Haddonfield. And he already knows that the minute Loomis arrives in town, he's going to scare all the townspeople. So now let's meet our female lead, Christy.
Hey, Christy. You still coming over tonight?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Cool.
And wouldn't you know that she's also a babysitter? She's new to town. Her family just moved into the old Myers place.
Is it true that you live in the old Myers house?
The old Myers house.
Man, props to the realtor who keeps being able to sell that place. Living 2 houses down from her is Will, and he's a high school senior.
We moved in a few months before you. I live 2 doors down.
Oh, nice to meet you, Will.
Likewise.
I'm sorry.
I think that's the guy who steals my underwear off the clothesline.
To pad this Halloween film out with more teens, we have some more characters, including my favorite type, the boyfriend who likes to jump scare his girlfriend all the time. Jump Scare Boy has a girlfriend, and that girl makes friends with Christy.
She's agreed to do me a favor.
Which is?
She's gonna babysit Katie.
Really? Don't let your folks find out.
And she can go off to the big Halloween party. Oh, and remember when I gave props to the realtor? Well, apparently the realtor is the dad to the jump scare boyfriend.
Your new best friend Christy and her folks just moved into the old Myers house. My dad sold them that house.
Michael continues to drive around in a crappy car with no auto insurance and even pay Ray Charles a visit.
Who are you? What do you want? What you doing messing with an old blind man? Willie!
And stab him! Hit the road Jack indeed. So yes, Dr. Loomis has a brother.
Buddy, considering the fact that Sam Loomis is dead.
Sam Loomis was my brother. Michael Myers has escaped from Smith's Grove and is headed to Haddonfield. If you don't believe me, call and check out my story.
You bet your ass I will.
You know, he's handling the news a lot better than I expected. So now we meet the kid that Christy's going to babysit.
and he's in the middle of getting his flirt on.
Are you following me? You little creep. Why would I want to follow you? Because you're a creep, that's why.
Hold on, what's that I'm feeling? Ah, yes, another meta moment's about to come on.
My mom bought me one of those cool silver shamrock masks yesterday. You gonna watch the big giveaway tonight? Cause I am.
There it is. I'm never wrong about the feeling. After he's rejected by the little girl, he decides, well, you know what, I might as well just watch my brother play a little baseball. Ah, now we're gonna get some good old-fashioned nerd hazing.
Yes. What time?
I have to be at the Hollisters at like 6:30, so I guess anytime after that is good.
Ah, yes, the Hollisters, the arch-enemy to the Aeropostale family.
See you, Geekster.
Thanks. I'm babysitting at the Hollisters tonight, but if you want to come by.
Ah, she likes him.
Yeah, and I don't mind the fact that you're a senior. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but she does. And she's not the only one who likes Will. He also gets hit on by a random girl.
What are you doing tonight?
I got a date, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
But he places her back into the friend zone.
That's cool.
I got a lot of homework, like I said, but I'll see you later.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Where we never see her again.
Happy Halloween.
Since Christy's home is also Michael's home, he feels the need to go in that house. And he's probably fascinated by the huge cat painting, which I assume is from the Carly Rae Jepsen collection for cat enthusiasts.
You know me way too well to keep it complicated.
We learn that on Halloween night, Christy's mom won't be home.
You're on your own for dinner. Again. Thanks, Mom.
And Michael realizes that Christy will probably get very lonely. And Michael decides that Christy needs some adult company, so he'll stay with her. So Christy heads off to her babysitting gig, and passes out Halloween candy to creepy clowns.
Come on, dude.
Does the clown mask make him look like Bill Murray, or is that just me? Oh, who was just that jock from earlier.
You guys.
Also a jump scare jock is Christy's fake BFF, who pawns off the responsibility of babysitting her kid sister. Jesus Christ, Billy Loomis, what's your issue? Christy really puts effort into her babysitting. The kids get to do fun Halloween things, like pumpkin carve.
Okay, there we go.
Dozens of witches with all of their hosts. You may think they scare me, you're probably right. Black cats and goblins on Halloween night.
You know, I feel like I've heard this rhyme somewhere before, kid. The bratty kid's sister wants some popcorn.
Can we just make some popcorn? All right, we'll make some popcorn.
And you know, I think Michael does too.
Popcorn time.
New family recipe.
Hopefully the amount of popcorn wasn't purchased by the hipster Halloween kids from the other fan film. They might not have enough. Loomis and the town sheriff arrive at Christy's home looking for Michael.
We must get inside to be sure they're all right.
You know those Loomises, they love a good breaking and entering.
Not without a warrant. I'm not breaking into somebody's house without a damn good reason.
Michael Myers is on the loose. That is reason enough.
All right, let's go to our line judge. Was that a good enough reason?
Michael Myers has a tortured soul, but also an evil one.
Ah, and somewhat a soul of a poet. Don't ask me how I know, I just do. Hey, what's your opinion on OJ's new Twitter personality that he seems to have?
Hey, Twitter world, yours truly.
Years of trying to reach him have done nothing to stop his urge to kill.
I got a little getting even to do.
Are you coming?
No, I'm drinking.
It's like the famous poet Jaquan once said.
Ting drinking is very bad.
So that little boy wants to jump scare the bratty girl he has a crush on, but stops when he sees Michael.
It's the boogeyman!
And Christy's like, yeah, that's Tommy.
Well, what did he look like?
Like the boogeyman!
But Tommy is actually just arriving outside, and he sees Michael enter through the garage. But he thinks that was Will. But none of this will matter, because Michael's gonna kill Tommy. He's sick of all the bullying. You gotta learn to be a star. Wouldn't you know it, Tommy had the exact mask that Michael was looking for. So Lindsay's at the party, and she decides to call in and check up on Christy.
Hey, Lindsay.
You haven't shanghaied my boyfriend, have you?
What?
And she wonders, hey, did Tommy arrive with the money I was going to give you?
I need to go. I need to see if I can find the clown somewhere.
You see what they're doing?
She thinks the clown is still
That's what
Tommy.
we need to be doing. Let's go.
So these kids being babysat are a little less enamored with Will than Christy seems to be.
Oh, I remember this movie. So when I was a kid.
That's nice.
Okay, you're really starting to freak me out.
Be gone, thoughts. Go away.
Are you coming to bed or what?
I'm a man of God.
We check back in with Lindsay, and I'm pretty sure she was killed, because we never see her again, but we also don't have a death scream.
Whoa, sorry.
That wasn't a trick. That was a Michael Myers optical illusion. We all know Michael Myers is against partying, so he has to kill the girlfriend of the guy throwing the party. Choke her, snap her neck. Oh boy, a viewing of Halloween 3.
You don't have a silver shamrock mask. I'd hate to be you.
I don't think she's really missing out. Will notices that it's starting to get a little tense, so he busts out a Terminator impression.
I'll be back.
I'll go call Lindsay and see if they have power.
Back at our party, our host is getting stabbed to death in front of his car. Michael properly disposes of his trash.
Oh, and happy Halloween.
Thanks.
You're gonna be okay, right?
Always.
Alright, cool.
Bye.
Bye.
God, why am I so attracted to this dork? Christy thinks she's hearing sounds, so she gathers all the kids to sleep in the same room for safety. Yoink!
Trust me, Michael Myers is here in Haddonfield.
You are correct.
You see, it's him. It's Michael Myers. He is here. We must find him.
Loomis, you're such a backseat sheriff.
Oh my God,
So
no.
Will arrives back to the house, but he's already in rough shape.
Get out of the house.
You know, for a fan film, this is where I gotta give kudos to the acting. Christy sends the kids out of the house. But Michael, he's gonna stick around. Christy pulls herself a Laurie Strode and goes and hides in a closet. We all know that that's not gonna work out. So she has to start running again. And she doesn't do a great job of it. She takes a nasty spill down the stairs. And then trips over a body. Whose body? This film is so dark. Let me brighten up the contrast a little. Oh, it was Will. Outside the house, our sheriff's had enough of Loomis and what he assumes is a wild goose chase.
Enough, I'm taking you back to the station.
That is until the two little kids come running up, screaming their heads off.
She's in there!
And we all know this gives Loomis a half chub, knowing that he finally has an excuse to go in and start shooting. The sheriff assures Christy that she's gonna be fine.
It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Nothing's alright. But nothing is fine. And that's because Michael likes his sheriffs kebabbed.
You have no family left. There is no one here for you.
You know, if they just get rid of the Myers house, he'd have no reason to kill any of these people.
Don't make me shoot you.
And we come to the end as Loomis fires at a lunging Michael Myers. In some ways, Michael Myers is a modern-day Renaissance man, making sure to perfectly balance his home life, his professional life, while always looking to become a better person.
There was nothing within him, neither conscience nor reason, that wasn't even remotely human.
You know, I keep asking myself the question, what is the Thorn curse? Who does it affect? Is it just Thorn family members? Do I have to be worried about the actress Bella Thorne? Or NXT wrestler Shane Thorne? Or is it something that only affects Strode family members? It's all on this investigation board that I don't show anybody because they might think I'm freaking nuts. Southland Films is back at it again with Halloween Revenge of the Sandman.
Dozens of witches with all their hosts. You may think they scare me, you're probably right. Blackest catching goblins on Halloween night.
Alright, I'm starting to get deja vu because I'm hearing the same poems. They're taking place in the same time period. So we start off with a girl who's being wheeled into the ER after being stabbed. And she's coughing up a lot of blood. And the mom, she's freaking out. Well, we cut back to the hospital, and that girl who was stabbed, that was Judith. And off in the corner is little Mikey Myers.
Michael, look at me, god damn it!
Well, the doctors inform the mom there's nothing they can do. Judith is dead.
I hate you, Michael!
She snaps and decides that she's going to have to kill Michael. And we've all tried to stab a child, right? The cop tries to stop things from getting worse, but he's stabbed for his troubles. That Michael, what a sweet child. Because it wouldn't be a Halloween fan film without visiting Smith's Grove. That's where we're at. The guys doing security are nice enough to give us a little bit of a backstory about who Michael Myers is.
Well, 40 years ago on Halloween night, he took a kitchen knife, stabbed his sister over 30 times. Yeah, he was only 6 years old.
Which at this point, even Michael Myers looks like he's tired of hearing. And after disposing of Dude Brand security, he's decided enough of this story. I'm going to escape the cell, kill Dude Brand security, and steal myself a vehicle. This vehicle repair shop is apparently run by Fred Sanford's brother, who is just agitated by all the things.
Can't never fix this piece of crap. I spend more time under here than a mole has.
But he won't have to stay agitated much longer. Back in Haddonfield, we get to see all the kids enjoying a nice Halloween night. They're rocking their Halloween costumes, and if they live long enough, will be able to star in their own Halloween sequels. And this is a real Halloween Haddonfield. People picking pumpkins, making dick jokes.
Know you like them big.
And teens who are planning on getting frisky at secret parties.
I heard there's going to be lots of private rooms upstairs.
Oh, yeah?
This dad is on top of things. He knows how to properly snoop on his son to know where he's going to be at the end of the night.
Nichols Hardware Building's the last place I look. It's perfect.
Will this good parenting keep his son alive? Spoilers, but no. Oh, so Steve Todd and Rachel Strode were that pumpkin-picking couple from earlier. Oh, so we have another Strode? Where was she on the family tree? And in a case of lazy job performance, this security guard does a half-assed check on if Michael's still in his cell. Little does he know that Michael's on his way to Haddonfield. Dr. Loomis 2.0 notices that Michael's gone.
He's gone from here.
He's gone?
He was gone.
And Michael's gone back home to brush his wildly unkempt hair. Rachel and Steve are also at the home. Yes, Steve also has the very same mask that Michael's gonna need later.
Clown mask rules.
Rachel's parents aren't home.
They left town earlier to go to Russellville.
But Michael is, and he loves to watch.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
And
I'm gonna get undressed.
Alright,
And I'm gonna get in the shower.
And
you're gonna have to wait. Mark got in trouble throwing eggs and soaping windows, and he's grounded. Please stay home and make sure he doesn't go anywhere tonight. Be home after midnight. Thanks. Love, Mom.
Damn, Rachel, why does your stupid brother have to ruin all the fun? Michael, he's gonna stop Steve's fun. So Rachel's brother is gonna hang with that kid from the other Halloween film, and he happens to own a Michael Myers mask.
I can't believe your mom bought you a silver shamrock white face killer mask. These things are like $100.
Oh, Loomis 2.0 is actually named
Dr. Foster from Smith Grove.
Oh yeah, we got your guys called about that fellow that's missing. What's his name?
Michael Myers.
At the police station, he can't stop introducing himself.
Hey Chief, this is Dr.
Foster. Dr. Foster from Smith Grove.
And then his accent starts sounding more and more like Sam Elliott.
I know he's here, Chief. Have you checked the house where he used to live?
Forrester lets the cops know that Michael is on his way back home.
Because the family that lives there in his house are relatives of his.
The teens in town have decided to spend Halloween at an underground rave. Those lyrics are a little bit on the nose, aren't they? Oh, you're just tempting fate when you say things like that. Rachel, meanwhile, is going to watch a public domain horror movie and brush her hair. And give kids apples on Halloween.
You know you live in the spook house, right?
Well, if you're going to give the kids apples on Halloween, of course they're going to get demonic on you.
He's coming home, he knows you're in the house alone.
But not all the kids want to trick or treat. Look what Rachel's brother is up to. Then there's this one guy who's a complete weirdo reacting to having his house egged.
You think this is funny? Hey, you little bricks, you better get over here and clean this up. I'm gonna take those eggs and I'm gonna shove them up your asses.
And other people, they're the strong silent type when they get egged.
I recognize that mask. It's my sister's stupid boyfriend, Steve Todd.
And her brother, Justin Bieber 2012, thinks that the guy in the mask, that's totally Steve Todd.
Hey, butt monkey, move out of the way. We got business to attend to.
But it isn't. And now the little brat is dead. And by killing this brat, Michael is able to get himself a free, authentic mask. And it's the perfect fit. So Rachel thinks that Steve stood her up and decides, you know what, enough of him. I'm going off to that party by myself.
I can't believe Jericho stood you up. Oh, wait, I can. Yeah.
And at that party, she gets hit on by the very same guy who's throwing the party.
Word on the street is that, you and Steve Todd are done. Nice.
Word sure travels fast around here.
And she was also offered to be part of a three-way earlier. So, I would say she's getting all the offers tonight.
Three's a crowd.
It's not exactly what I had in mind, but now that you mention it.
You little creep.
Rachel's brother's friend is able to escape Michael Myers. He gets back home, lets his parents know that Michael killed his friend. But that's not before having a nice little trip. Alright, slow-mo that. Yes, Mark Strode is dead. Truly heartbreaking stuff.
Mom, you gotta help it. It's the boogeyman, Mom. Mark Strode is dead.
But you wouldn't know it listening to the brother of the friend.
Yeah, Mom, the boogeyman killed Mark Strode.
This next song is dedicated to the man who made Halloween what it is in Haddonfield, Michael frickin' Myers!
It's not going to stop me from smoking some weed.
Rachel's friends sneak off to smoke weed and have sex. Which really is just kind of baiting Michael to show up. Dr. Forrester sits in with the sheriff, and we find out that he knew Dr. Loomis, and he was actually the one who took over for Loomis to watch Michael Myers.
Michael fell under the care of the state. Me, I suppose. Loomis was convinced that Michael Myers was the very essence of evil itself.
The cops get radioed that Mark Strode is indeed dead.
Strode's body down on Orange Grove.
What?
Back at the dance, Rachel's friends are way too happy to share this with the world on Twitter.
I finally got to see the wild side of Brady tonight, and he is wild.
Some things should not be posted online. Alright, just in case you were worried that this fan film didn't have enough meta jokes, here's another one.
They're playing John Carpenter movies. He's my favorite director.
That movie, They Live, you know, that really says something about society, right? So Michael proceeds to electrocute the cop's son, and then his girlfriend. And he does it right in front of Rachel. That's right, he draws a line in the sand. A line made of blood. And he's really just kind of toying with Rachel at this point. He really could have just grabbed her right here. Dr. Forrester shows up to kill the patient that was supposed to be in his care. Michael must have some poor affordable care coverage if this is the doctor that's been assigned to him. And Michael is down for the count before he gets taken to the hospital. Well, not just the hospital. He actually is going to be taken to hell.
Michael Myers is in hell, where he's supposed to be.
Which is one of the lower level hospitals. Hopefully that's not where the sheriff's son also ended up.
Chief, one of them's your boy Brady.
What? You let him out!
And you'll never guess, when he's placed in the ambulance, he escapes. I'm just hoping this time that his sister didn't accidentally decapitate the driver. Well, if Michael arrives, hopefully he sets off one of these things. God, is that the least pleasant sound you could listen to. Our next film is Halloween Slaughterhouse. Like the other films, it takes place in Haddonfield. Wait a minute. Langdon, Illinois? Oh, it's for the Halloween nerds out there. That's the town that Dr. Loomis lived in. Are these the kids of the kids who were neighbors to Loomis? And living in the slaughterhouse is two guys who aren't Joel Ortiz or Joe Budden. And they're trying to think of costumes to wear that don't make them look like a gay couple.
Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin doesn't matter. Because if we go as Batman and Robin, no girls are going to want to talk to us.
And they're joined by a girl who won't get them into a party because she's tired from babysitting.
Well, I've been babysitting for 5 hours, so you guys go enjoy yourselves.
And these guys are smart enough to realize that no one would want to hang with them if they didn't bring a girl along.
You're the girl. You're our ticket in.
Michael Myers shows up to humanely put down these two losers. So unnamed girl returns back to the room to continue babysitting, though there doesn't seem to be a kid in sight. That's when Michael shows up, and he decides because she's such a terrible babysitter and Michael takes childcare seriously, this girl has to go.
I think it was Nancy?
Oh, her name was Nancy, but that doesn't really matter now. She's gone. And you have to remember the rule. If the babysitter's dead, you don't tell mom.
Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Guy number 1 finds her and decides that he has to let the other guy know.
Guy number 2? Yeah, guy number 1.
I don't know if it was an accident or... Dude, chill. Chill.
Guy number 2 is surprisingly calm for someone who just found out their friend has been murdered. Did he arrange for this to happen? Even Michael's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be freaking out more? I did just kill your friend. But that doesn't distract him very long. He follows through with a thorough stabbing. Michael then decides to catch up with the last remaining teen in that house, while enjoying a nice slow-paced walk. He also makes sure to lock the doors behind him while chasing. And then, you know, just to be a dick, he knocks over a bunch of shit. The last kid is trapped in his garage. He's got nowhere to go, and Michael knows this. Michael pulls out a hammer.
Stop. Now make that motherfucker hammer sound like...
And that guy has to pray just to make it today. But he won't make it. Because Michael?
I was too legit to quit.
Our next film is James Grimm's Halloween, The Blackest Eyes, from 427 Films. Like Eric Veda, I have no idea who James Grimm is, and if he's the kind of guy who also makes fairy tales. Grimm's fairy tales. And this film takes place in 1942, on St. Patrick's Day, in Denver, Colorado. Well, you know that's not true. It's 2019, it's Halloween, and it's in Haddonfield. Our star is a man who writes erotic fiction about Michael Myers.
A half-finished barn. A tumbleweed blows by the screen. A scarecrow with a pumpkin for a head.
At least I guess that's what he's typing up right now. And man, is this guy impressed with his own work. Well, he does have a friend that he calls to invite over. Except the dialogue makes it seem like the friend called to ask himself over?
Yeah, I mean, I was supposed to head back to Springwood tonight, but I just got off the phone with Chris, and that's not gonna happen until Monday, so I'm not really doing anything. I got a trunk full of beer just now, and I don't know, I was wondering if you want to toss a few back.
And the friend didn't lie. He's gonna bring the beer, and he's ready to party like he was the Fonz.
Hey, what's happening, man?
But without knowing it, the friend also brought Michael Myers along. So they start drinking, and the main guy gives this stare like he totally roofied his friend's drink. The friend is going through a divorce.
Chris is gonna stay with her mom for a little bit. Which is for the best, but...
So what's the best way to deal with a divorce? Well, if you answered sit around with your bro and watch Halloween 3, you're a weird guy. But you'd also be correct. So the main guy informs us that Michael Myers escaped last night.
Michael Myers. The Michael Myers, the kid who killed his sister on Halloween night.
No, the Michael Myers that starred in So I Married an Axe Murderer.
afraid that you're gonna leave me.
I'm gonna cleave you? So I married an ex-murderer.
This guy has a whole wardrobe of Michael Myers masks to shop from.
So you think we should be concerned at all with Michael Myers? I mean, Smith's Grove is literally just a few miles down from here.
But wait, is Halloween a real event or a movie based on a real event in this timeline? The neighbor's dog tries to be a helpful pooch by barking a warning to the drinking buddies. But how do they thank him? Whoa, little goofs are in serious danger. Your death wasn't in vain, Scooby.
Did you close the garage door? You said you were gonna close the door.
Alright, so am I to believe that the main character fantasizes about horror movies, yet he leaves his garage wide open while living in Haddonfield, has no weapons he can use in case of an emergency?
You have a fireplace with no fire pokers?
It's like he wants to die. So they notice a mask went missing, and in its place, a bloody dog collar. And I don't even know how to describe the acting in this next clip.
What do we do?
And they couldn't have just been drinking. They have to be on some hallucinogens, because props are able to ring the doorbell and say trick or treat. Those definitely aren't kids. The friends think that they're getting fucked with.
In here deliberately for you to find it. No, this isn't some random burglary or some harmless Halloween prank. Someone is f***ing with us.
By who? Do they have enemies? The only potential enemy I could think of is the guy's ex-wife. This guy's days of erotic Halloween fiction are over. He gets KO'd and then gets his throat cut by a box cutter. His friend calls over, but gets no answer. So he bolts from the house. And that's where we find the Myers fanboy bleeding out in his back seat. Hey, he's alive!
I'm dying.
Never mind, he's a goner. This leads to a final confrontation with Michael. No, actually, there is no confrontation. The friend drove off. The end. Good thinking by the friend. Terrible ending for the film. Hello? Hello, let me put you on. Oh, hey. Hey, guys, Michael Myers' agent is on the phone. What? Are you telling me that Michael Myers is not going to show up for our interview unless I buy him a real expensive mask? Can't he just pick up a cheap one? No. Oh, God. You have quite a diva for a client, don't you? If he doesn't like it, what's the worst thing he's going to do? Oh, yeah, you know what? He could do something bad to me, couldn't he? All right, fine. He wants a good mask, he'll get the good mask. Oh, what's that? Nothing from Rob Zombie. I can't promise you that it won't be a Rob Zombie related item, but I will certainly try. All right. Yes, peace. Peace out. Our next film is Valley Entertainment presents Halloween, the Boogeyman. Mission, Texas, October 30th. And we have Cheech and Chong coming back for a 10-year reunion.
Dude, 10 years, bro. 10 years. Can you believe it?
And that brought Michael Myers with them. You know the drill by now. Michael can summon up a version of his mask at will.
Dude, that shit is fucking sick, bro. When they see it, I know they're gonna fucking shit.
The Stoner Boys run into a tall, bandaged-up person in the middle of the road at night. So naturally, they need to antagonize it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Oh shit, oh hell nah. Oh hell nah, oh hell nah.
Acting classes? Ah, hell nah.
Hell nah, bruh. Hell nah, bruh.
Any of these characters living very long? Ah, hell nah. And Michael's able to get himself a free mask. Oh, hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah!
So now we meet up with a group of Haddonfielders who, despite living where the murder happened, keep calling everything that happened an urban legend.
You still believe in urban legends, Sam?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard not to believe in it, man, when it happens in your own hometown. There's not even decorations up, let alone a pumpkin. I mean, they might still be recovering from that night.
What night?
No night.
You stupid bitch.
You know, I hate it when I'm with my realtor and he's showing me virtual home tours and Michael Myers just pops up. And this crew is able to hear the musical cue.
What was that?
Ben assures the group that they're just being paranoid.
They're not real. Well, if they're not real, how about you go check it out?
Ben?
And then takes them to see his Back to the Future posters.
Happy?
We got ourselves a nice little drone shot. The cops are then alerted that Michael Myers has escaped.
Detective Derek is working on the case. I'll send more info once I get it.
By this point, you gotta think they know the drill. Phew! I'm glad they gave me a time frame. So to scare him some more, Ben decides to share a elaborate spooky ghost story with the crew.
Alright, this kid named Michael Myers just got home from trick-or-treating. Okay? And then something just clicked. More like snapped in his head. He went crazy. Killed his whole family.
And you'll never guess this, but this is Michael Myers' house. It just looks a lot different than you remembered.
The cops came in, they found a family brutally murdered, and the only person that was alive was Michael. He was shocked in fear. They sent him to a mental institution.
Oh no, somebody got Ben down the conspiracy trail.
How can a child kill 2 grown adults and his teenage sister?
And I'm gonna have to cut it before everyone starts to get real lost when he tries to explain the thorn curse. Here's our meta joke for this movie.
I don't like you judging right now, Dr. Loomis.
Ben and the girl awkwardly flirt with each other until, well, you know what's next.
Get in here. Get over here.
Oh, how come everyone's getting some but me? I just want to die. Michael is thrilled to watch again. You know, he has to get his rocks off somehow, and that's by strangling somebody.
Hello? Hello?
Let me tell you the story about the call that changed my destiny.
In case you weren't aware, on Halloween, you are allowed one good scare.
Well, it is Halloween, so we are entitled for one good scare.
So earlier in the day, 2 little kids showed up, and they were trying to collect donations for UNICEF. And, well, in exchange for donating, I was able to get myself a nice homemade book that allowed me 5 good scares on Halloween. Ah! What the... Well, there's one of my scares being used up. The cops get a phone call that confirms Michael's escaped.
Word in the office is that it's Michael Myers.
That kid that killed his whole family?
The one and only.
And this guy, he can run, he can hide, but he can't escape a stabbing. Our post-coitus pals run into Michael Myers.
Fuck! You scared us!
Nice one. Nice prank.
Who's in quite a stabby mood. Ben sacrifices himself, but that's only a temporary slowdown. Even Michael's like, enough, buddy, you're giving me a headache. And Michael's clean sweep continues. Finally, the cops arrive. Except it wasn't a cop. As I learned in the credits, this guy's apparently Dr. Loomis. He's the most apathetic Dr. Loomis I've ever seen. He kind of just walks in like, oh, everyone's dead. Well, nothing we can do about it. Want to go to Wendy's? '79 Films presents David McRae's Halloween, The Night He Came Back. Oh, now David McRae's taking credit for a Halloween. We start with a fire homage that plays off the end of the real Halloween 2. My collection of Molotov cocktails. Oh, the room's on fire again. Where's the extinguisher? Now back in present day, we focus on this cop who's looking quite worried as he listens to the local Haddonfield morning radio show. What does morning radio look like in Haddonfield?
Good morning, Haddonfield. Today is Halloween, and we're asking you to call in and answer this question right here. Listen close. If Michael Myers were a Halloween candy, what type would he be? Now, the best answer is going to score an all-expenses-paid trip to see Ariana Grande. And hey, coming up after the break, Dead and Gone by T.I. and Justin Timberlake. That does not seem appropriate, but, well, let's go with it.
The main girl in this film wants to be an actress, just like her hero, Jamie Lee Curtis. But she must not be a good actress because she's already bombed this audition.
I think I did terrible. I had to do my best scream, and I just don't think I was feeling it.
And she might not be too bright because she's making this phone call to her brother while in the men's room.
You know you're in the men's room, right?
So she leaves Hollywood to go back home, where, wouldn't you know, she happens to be the one currently living in the Myers home. And since she's such a big Jamie Lee Curtis superfan, Michael makes sure to do all the Laurie Strode stuff for her.
You know, since she loves Jamie Lee Curtis, I wonder if she'd like to reenact some scenes from Freaky Friday.
Why don't we
Yes, a jolt. Go.
At home, she realizes that she left the door wide open. Her brother is just happy to have her back in Haddonfield, but she'd rather be back in LA.
Well, you know, I don't hate it here. I just really want to move to LA.
He says, hey, at least Haddonfield is closer than Maine.
Haddonfield is closer to LA than Maine. You could always think of it as a pit stop.
Yeah, but in Maine, I don't have a problem of looking out my window and seeing Michael. Hey, is that Michael? Well, he is supposed to be here for that interview I'm having with him. So this girl declines the idea of watching an old horror DVD with her brother.
I have some old horror movies on DVD I could bring over.
You know I hate horror movies.
And this brother is incredibly jaded. He gives no craps that his sister was stalked by a masked man.
Was that you following me in the mask?
Someone was following you home in a mask?
Yeah, there was someone watching me on my way home today.
Nah, I wouldn't worry about it. This town gets weird on Halloween.
And doesn't get why Haddonfield is weird at Halloween time. I'm gonna take it the brother isn't a local. So now we'll meet up with this heavily tattooed guy who's a friend of the brother's. And he's gonna borrow some old DVDs. Hey, I used to have that DVD. That's the one that Freddy dropped on my head in my Drake and Josh parody.
Ah, what the hell, Freddy?
Which I will link to you in the description because you have to go off-site. Tattoo guy notices that Michael's watching him, and he gives props to the costume.
Dude, that's an awesome costume.
Michael don't need your compliments. Michael knows he's great. The cops, meanwhile, aren't thrilled to answer distress calls because everything is Myers related in this town.
The problem is, though, they think every bump in the night, every shadow they see on the wall, every kid that happens to scream in the alley because some kid took their pillowcase full of all their candy, everything has to do with you-know-who.
If you hear a bump in the night, shadow, or scream from a hallway, it was most likely caused by this man in a modified William Shatner mask. Who is Eli Manning?
No. I'd like to welcome you to the Jeopardy Comedy Hour.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, you know everything.
Michael Myers.
Exactly.
Michael stalks one of the random friends of the main girl. He's either stalking her or hoping that she invites him to come along to dinner.
Feed me Simone.
The other girl reveals to the audience that actor girl is now living in the Myers house.
I thought Bob was finally going to tell her, and that's why she moved there.
You're not talking about...
What do you think I'm talking about?
The girl who doesn't live in the Myers house does lock her doors. And you know what? That still didn't help her.
Hello.
Hey, random cop. How many good scares are you allowed on Halloween?
It's Halloween. Everyone's entitled to one good scare.
I said one good scare, not one good kill. And this poor couple was just enjoying their me time. But that just wasn't gonna work for Myers. And on top of that, he has the nerve to still use their washing machine. He even ignores the out of order warning. No wonder that thing is making a weird noise. He just wants to show actor girl the good job he's done cleaning her clothes. But she's way too standoffish. He'll settle for a good hug, but she rejects that as well. Then she stabs him in the neck, which only slows him down. A quick power nap and Michael is right back at it. So the cop from earlier, He shows up and fires away at Michael, saving our actress girl. But then he has to have a quip.
I was right. You can't kill the boogeyman.
So I kind of want him to die. Michael and our actress girl take this to the fire escape, and Michael goes full Chris Brown on her. And that leaves Louis C.K. Cop the opening he needs to finish off Michael.
Who was that?
The boogeyman.
What does he want?
Real friendship.
You.
Halloween 2019 fan film from Hensley Productions. Not just a Hensley, Cale Hensley. A film starring Clay Hensley, which makes this a family affair. So on your bingo card, check off Haddonfield, check off Happens on Halloween. We meet Lori. Yeah, another Lori. And as you know, people named Lori always have low-key, uneventful Halloweens.
Hey, they've been begging me to go by Aunt Lori's house on our way out to trick-or-treat.
But little does Lori know, Michael Myers has escaped on American Idol.
Michael Myers escaped from Smith's Grove last night.
And this guy just can't believe it. Listen to the excitement in his voice.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Then we only have one order of business here, and that's to hunt this thing down.
Michael also has a sweet tooth, so he arrives to get some treats, but he gets ignored. And a lack of sugar in his system makes Mikey cranky enough to kill. She thinks she'll avoid him, but clearly her fresh, Swiffer-jetted floors are gonna be her downfall.
No!
Back at the police car, the cop says this.
I was worried something like this would happen. Of all nights, this is the night it escapes.
Oh, you knew he was gonna be back, but you're just now letting us know? Thanks, bro. Oh, and he was there. He saw Michael get taken in.
Sheriff's Department!
They arrive too late and find the body of Aunt Lori. You'll forever be in our Clemson orange hearts.
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm gonna slap you silly!
The other cop fires away at a fleeing Michael.
This is no man. Your bullet's not going to stop it.
In another house, we meet some of the other teens babysitting.
In the kitchen with a knife.
And this guy's clearly into watching kids.
I'm leaving here as a champion.
Whatever.
But we don't get to learn much about these teens, as Michael gets rid of them as quickly as possible. We know how this is going to turn out. The cops stumble onto both bodies. And then we're down to only one of the cops, and the cop gives this look like, "Bro, I can't believe you stabbed me." Who does that to someone?
Michael?
Yeah, it was Michael. Who did you think it was gonna be? Michael gets himself the upper hand, and gets a good stab jab in, but the cop breaks the hold with a devastating headbutt. The dying cop is able to fire off a shot at Michael before taking a longer nap on the ground. I'm too old for this shit, cop has a look like, thanks, but I guess I'll die now. But Michael, he gets up like, who's got time to die? One day away from retirement, cop is like, well, kamikaze? Kamikaze. Kaboom! The end. Our next film is called He Came Home. It starts off with an Alicia Silverstone-looking librarian going down Michael Myers Street. You know, that street where he likes to stand near bushes and wonder why nobody will talk to him? Sure, Horowitz goes home to cook in her underwear and send typo-filled text messages. Now that's a relatable character. As she walks by the kitchen window, she catches a glimpse of Michael. And he looks in the window like he's ordering from an ice cream truck. Suddenly, she notices that the door has started to open up. And this all is happening while sirens are blasting in the background. So she arms herself with 2 spoons, a fork, and a knife. a butter knife, and then drops her phone out the window.
Haddonfield Police.
But she's able to go outside to retrieve it. So really, at this point, she should just leave her house if she wants to have a chance of surviving. Well, with all those sirens going off, the police have to be doing something. That something is arresting a potential suspect. Jason's been framed! Does this look like a campground? Cher decides to go back into her house. So, you know what? Whatever happens next, she absolutely deserves. Hey, I mean, if you knee someone in the balls, don't be surprised if they snap your neck in defense. Well, I'll just drop her off at the recycling center on my way home. Our next film is Michael vs. Jason, Evil Emerges. In the woods, Jason sleeps, but possibly oversleeps, as when he wakes up, it's with the same panic that you do when your parents yell at you that you're gonna be late for the bus.
When I wake up in the morning and you got me tired of morning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by.
Meanwhile, Michael Myers has been captured, and these people just want to experiment on him.
How's the prisoner?
He hasn't said a word or moved. He's just sitting in his cell doing nothing. We found him in someone's backyard. He was just standing there, and he let us turn him in.
You know, it's almost like Michael allowed himself to get caught. Michael is just an old man at this point. They don't even let him wear his mask. The man in charge wants Michael to wear it.
Put on the mask, Michael.
Michael looks at the guard like, wait, are you really just gonna hand me that mask? Bootleg Albert Wesker mocks Michael once he leaves the transport vehicle.
Laurie Strode. I know the mask calls to you, doesn't it, Michael?
Michael, in his spare time, must have learned some fight choreography. Wesker appears to be willing to sacrifice his own men, and wants them to hold their fire.
Hold your fire. Hold your fire. Shoot him! Hold your fire.
Michael throws one of the guards at them, and this allows him to get the upper hand. Who knew Michael had these kind of moves in him? This guy had a helmet on, so Michael has to stomp his brains out, snapping necks and cashing checks. With the guards around him all killed, Bootleg Wesker fires a few shots off before running into the woods. Michael gives chase, but he won't get to finish the job. Jason was also hanging around. And Wesker, he's gonna take a machete to the face and the stomach. Michael Myers looks on like, what the f***, bro? I called dibs. They stare each other down. Jason's like, dibs aren't even real. I don't even honor them. Michael and Jason then enter into a nice stab fest. Which then turns into Jason just kicking the ever-loving crap out of Michael. And Michael's like, blood turns me on. So Jason beats him more and brings him home to Mom. Eventually, Jason gets bored with beating up Michael Myers. So he heads off to figure out what his next move will be. But Myers won't die. Axe to the face, and more fighting. Then Michael snaps Jason's neck. The owner of this property shows up with some kids.
What are you freaks doing on my property?
But no matter what weapons they have, we know how this is gonna end. It was a decent team effort, but let's face it, they're not contenders. The one kid gives us some nice plumber's crack as he gets eviscerated, and this guy's like, oh, which pretty much sums this situation right up. So the unlikely tag team partners win the handicap match, and then go back to brawling each other.
It's hammer time!
Jason cuts off Michael's hand, and the fight looks won by Jason.
You've made Mummy proud, Jason, but it's time to come home now.
Okay,
come home
Mama.
To Mommy and take a big rest.
Not the mama! Not the mama! Not the mama! Not the mama! Not the mama!
Or was it? Yeah, just like Freddy vs. Jason, we're not given a clear winner. You know, I never would have guessed. Not only are Haddonfield and Crystal Lake right near each other, but they're both located in South Australia. Blinky Production Inc. presents Myers, the Evil of Haddonfield. And we have ourselves a Loomis.
God damn you, Michael.
And it's back when Dr. Loomis was a practicing doctor. We find out that Dr. Loomis was pumping Myers full of drugs to try to get some answers out of him.
It's like his body is purposely refusing to respond.
But Myers reacted like your typical dog.
But he responds to basic commands, right?
Basic ones, yes.
Well, he's pretty good at fetch, and he's almost housebroken.
I'm actually stumped.
Back in real life, we join Loomis in the in-between period of Halloween 1 and 2, getting his information of what just happened from Part 1, and heading to the hospital like Part 2.
His daughter's body was just discovered.
Where?
Across the street from the Doyle residence.
God, how many bodies?
3, so far.
And the girl, the Strode girl?
She's fine. EMTs took her to the hospital. She'll be alright.
I doubt that.
And Michael is still lurking around. And the teens, they're still being pretty lighthearted. Like this guy who pretends stabs his ref girlfriend. And I'd stab ref girlfriend too if she tried to explain to me what is a catch and what isn't a catch. Has to make a football move my ass. He caught it. But luckily Loomis and the cops show up to stop her from getting killed.
Now, unless you want more innocent blood to spill, you'll help me find Michael Myers before he kills again. Hello?
Jesus.
Oh, Michael, why are you doing that?
Let the girl go.
Truly making a difference. Oh, I would have never even have known. O.J. Simpson was a patient of Dr. Loomis's? Huh. I wonder what Dr. Loomis thought of the guy.
He's shown no violent tendencies since the murder, which is about the only positive thing we have right now.
Haddonfield having a murder happen in it? No famous person has ever murdered anyone in Haddonfield. Loomis realizes Michael planned all of this.
You don't want to be helped.
Loomis can't just kill Michael, because the cop is going to bring him in.
You pulled that trigger and I'll arrest you. You understand?
He won.
Which is exactly what Michael wanted to happen all along.
Why does nobody in this bloody town ever listen?
Doc, the idea of an undead killer who comes on Halloween, but not every Halloween, is a hard sell to the public. Michael's like, gotcha, bitch! Well, I can't go home yet. I still have even more Halloween fan films. I hope this has brightened up your Halloween season. Blinky Productions is back with Myers, the monster of Haddonfield. Dr. Loomis is greeted by Dr. Acula.
My name is Ranbir Sartain. I spoke with you on the phone.
Oh, yes, Dr. Sartain, please. Come in.
And Dr. Acula thinks he can help Loomis.
Is that so?
And during this heated conversation, we keep getting Saw-esque cutaways to victims. Loomis is sick of all these people wanting his advice now. Where were they when he was the laughingstock of Haddonfield?
Now they come to me, bright-eyed doctors fresh out of university, all chomping at the bit like I'm the gatekeeper to some great mystery that only they can solve.
Dr. Acula promises he's always been a fan.
Your work is ahead of its time. Everything that you've done was able to do with Michael...
Don't even say its name.
Meanwhile, this person who's been captured just wants their mama.
Well, Mama. Where's Mama?
No mama for you. He's not your mama, not your mama. And instead of a frying pan hitting this guy in the head, he's just gonna get choked. And now a new victim arrives.
Hello?
The fascination I had with that thing who died years ago.
Dr. Acula is just not winning over Loomis.
Just let me prove myself to you.
I'm sorry, I seem to have wasted your time.
And he leaves in a huff. But Daddy, I want my undead killer to study now. And we cut back to Michael, still getting his off-season kill reps in. You can't allow yourself to get rusty at this. But it's revealed that Dr. Acula was well connected.
Like your present, Michael. I told the board that it was vital for your treatment.
Oh, and permission to grow his sick mustache.
Unlike Dr. Loomis, I'm a very patient man. And if you work with me, I will give you what you want.
And even Michael knows a good contract offer when he hears one.
Well, guys, we have an update. Michael Myers is in the building. He's backstage getting himself a cup of coffee.
Oh, what's the matter, Michael? You don't enjoy a hot cup of coffee? I left the coffee black for you. That's the darkest coffee. The devil's coffee. Our next film is Severed, a Halloween fan film from 2002 from Dark Current Cinema, featuring a lot of driving happening in a post-9/11 world. Our main character pulls into a hotel and passes out immediately. He's just so tired. And he just has to be the most charismatic guy in the world. Why else would Michael be so interested in stalking this guy? You know, you'd think that Haddonfield would have better things for Michael to be up to. So, Senor Buzzcut has nothing better to do than eat Funyuns and watch news recaps of Halloween 6.
Serial killer Michael Myers returned in '95.
A fellow hotel guest knocks on his door and alerts him that his car was broken into.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry to trouble you. I believe your Honda's been broken into.
But nothing appears to have been taken from this car. And now Buzzcut Lightyear slowly enters back into the hotel room. And all this was a big old trap. This guy was armed and ready. Man, if Dr. Loomis and Laurie Strode knew how easy it was to actually kill Michael Myers, they would have saved themselves a lot of time and effort. And with Michael dead, he's easy to toss into a bathtub. Well, this guy is just the ultimate badass. It looks like he also took out Jason and Freddy at one point. So that film star thought he was really cool by collecting masks as trophies. Well, I've also taken some masks as trophies. We have, the Red Ranger. Not quite sure why I took him out. He actually was doing good. Oh well, score one for Rita. I also defeated the Scream Killer. The Scott Foley version.
Stop! Don't want to hear it!
And, I saw this little bastard trying to go after a cat, so I had to kill him too. Hey, ghouls and gals, I hope you're enjoying the marathon. I actually have something really special for you. So, recently, I've been doing some cleaning, and I stumbled upon this. Now I know what you're thinking. Why do you have a cassette? We stream everything. This is essentially garbage. That's where you're wrong. Because on this cassette, I have an interview with Dr. Loomis. Who did the interview? Well, 10-year-old me for a school project. What a nice guy Sam Loomis was to give a couple minutes of your time so a young school kid can interview you.
Doc, my parents said you're the guy I need to call for my Michael Myers essay.
Oh, I see. We're gonna have to listen to the same tired old harangue.
Dr. Loomis, I don't want to stay inside for recess again. I need a good grade. Is it okay if I can ask you some questions?
No. We could suspend the formalities, and you may call me Adrian.
How come
America Online
says your first name is Sam?
I'm astounded by your newly acquired knowledge.
Thanks.
I shall be at your house myself.
My dad says nobody's allowed over.
Meet me in the laboratory.
I'm not allowed to go anywhere without telling my parents. What were your first thoughts when Michael Myers started killing everyone?
This is dreadful.
My mom says if she screwed up at her job as much as you did at yours, her boss would have fired her. Do you remember what your boss said to you the first time Michael escaped?
Get moving. Comb the area. Find him. Kill him.
Did you ever consider just giving up this Michael thing after failing at it for almost 20 years? I just quit Little League. It's not hard at all to quit things you're not good at.
We'll talk about it in the morning.
Our next film is Legends 2, A Halloween Tale by Godbout Entertainment. So this one starts in 2008. Yes, in Haddonfield. And yes, at Halloween time. One day before Halloween. We have a man running for his life, and suddenly he sees the Myers home. And he's all like, nope, nada, not dealing with that headache. But it's not Michael Myers who's after him. Apparently, he's pissed off some ghosts who want to pull his pants down. But not in the Dan Aykroyd Ghostbusters scene kind of way. And not only are these ghosts toying with him, Michael is here too. Oh, maybe the ghosts in him are going to recreate that Dan Aykroyd scene. Well, Michael's going to finish this job. But really, it was just a dream. because we were in Florida the whole time. And Florida may be scarier than Haddonfield. Ooh, and a creepy ghost girl who warns him that Michael will find him.
Before, at the school, at the ranch, he will find you. It's up to us. Only we can do it.
And she just won't stop pestering the poor guy.
I don't understand you. Don't you get it? He's going to kill again.
So now we're going to meet some Haddonfield DJs that hope that they aren't hung from a tree at a festival. They let us know that Halloween movies are based off real events.
But Halloween, the movies, they're actually based off of some real facts.
That's right, all based off books written by the real Dr. Loomis, 3 of them in total before he passed away, and then the real Michael Myers and his sister Lori vanished.
Guys, I had to step away for a few minutes. I just want to let you know, I've been prepping pretty hard for our Michael Myers interview. I even listened to the old Dr. Loomis lectures and bought his audiobook. Here, take a listen.
The world is mine. I alone will decide whether it is to be war or peace, life or death.
Stop. I wouldn't recommend his audiobook, though. There's a lot of times where he breaks away from talking about Michael Myers and just starts ranting about wine.
Isn't it a pity that so much of a great wine must be lost to the sediment?
And then there's a lot of sections where he starts talking about something called a Puma Man.
Puma Man must die, and you shall be the one to kill him. He comes looking for you. Greet him, smile at him.
More wine talk.
Don't you realize that a great wine is like a great work of art? It has to be nurtured, it has to be taken care of.
Let me just randomly pick apart in this audiobook. Let's go 3 hours and 45 seconds in.
You will never again leave me for this irrational feeling you call love.
So, all in all, this probably wasn't the best book to get information about Michael Myers.
You cannot escape me, Puma Man! You're just a small, insignificant human being!
Kind of makes me wish I had interviewed Puma Man instead.
Puma Man, I am ordering you to kill yourself.
Apparently Loomis thinks that that's more important.
Puma Man is my enemy.
No wonder he's not that good of a shrink. Legends 2 connects the John Tate and Jamie Lloyd timelines.
Lori vanished, but Lori's son as well.
Oh, John Tate.
John Tate and Jamie Lloyd are brother and sister. And the real John was accused of committing the murders from H2O.
John killed himself after killing his girlfriend Molly.
And the real John killed himself. We also learn of Greg, who built his home on the old Myers ground.
What is this guy? Was he crazy?
So this guy actually is John Tate, and his girlfriend is here cooking him breakfast. John's been messed up since H2O, and can't commit to a relationship, or even getting himself some help.
Pills are what doctors think will fix everything. They didn't work for my mom, and they're not gonna work for me.
John, you have to stop pretending that your mom's life is yours. Just remember, it's one day like any other day.
Sure, Jan.
The Halloween franchise has ruined John's life by basing 8 movies on the events.
But when Hollywood makes your one day into 8 movies...
Halloween is not your life. This is your life. I'm your life.
So not only does John have to worry about his uncle stalking him, but the press as well.
I've been following him for a few days now. It's him.
Good work, Devon. You just earned that raise you've been after.
And we all know how bad the press are. Bunch of blood-sucking leeches. Just looking for things to put in the headlines.
You'll get your story. The whole world will hear from the last living member of the Myers family.
And now we meet Greg, who looks like one of the boardroom guys in Birdemic. Greg is planning to develop real estate in his old hometown of Haddonfield, since it's mostly been abandoned.
Hey, Haddonfield was a great deal, okay? The place was bankrupt, all the homes were emptied, every school was abandoned. I mean, it was the perfect opportunity.
And to celebrate opening all these new homes, he's going back to Haddonfield to throw a big party.
Greg, you're insane, bro!
Yeah, I mean, Frank put the murder of his aunt by that psycho Michael Myers behind him a long time ago. Frank's my childhood friend. I mean, he hasn't been back to Haddonfield in 10 years. This is a good time for him to do that.
Back at John's house, a New York Times reporter has found out John faked his own death.
Devin Hooper, New York Times.
And John must be a Trump fan because he immediately wants to fight the New York Times reporter.
The New York Times is totally dishonest. Totally dishonest.
Laurie Strode would be proud of you, don't you think?
You don't talk about his mama.
What do you want?
So the reporter lets John know that he can stay hidden if the reporter's able to get an interview.
I know you didn't kill your fiancée. And I have the proof.
The interview could help clear John's name.
One picture won't prove anything, John. But I've got the whole video.
So Ghost Jamie comes back to continue warning John.
Look, Mom went up against him and died. Okay, what makes you think I can do any better?
But to be fair, her overall record was like 3-1, but everyone just brings up how it ended.
I'll see you in hell.
We all know she's a bitch anyway.
Jamie's decided that this will all be solved if we just do a little bit of grave digging.
Huh? Okay, you had me break into a graveyard and dig up some old woman.
Not just any woman. His mother, John.
Ah, yes, grave digging. The only real solution.
Why didn't you tell me?
Would you have done it if you knew who it was?
And now Michael Myers can enter dreams.
What do you mean he's found us? This is a dream.
That doesn't matter. He can dream too.
Yes, my lawyer drew up a cease and desist. Jamie goes full boss mode, yelling at both John and threatening Michael.
Go! Go! Your time is at an end.
John has nightmares about Michael and agrees to have that interview with the New York Times.
I'm in.
He's going to leave Florida and return back to Haddonfield. But not before handing his girlfriend a letter to read, just in case something was to happen. He needs her to mail back his Netflix DVDs. Yeah, he still uses DVDs. He's not into streaming. He loves physical media. Well, it's breakfast time for our hometown realtor and his wife. That's until his sister-in-law joins
For the
in.
love of God, woman, what are you doing?
Apparently, he hooked up with his sister-in-law.
It's not like you haven't seen this before. You can't just take what you want and think there's no consequences.
Hey, you came on to me, okay?
The husband starts making good points.
Why the fuck would you want to ruin your sister's marriage and my relationship? What good could come of it? So instead of going out and getting something on your own, you'd rather take your sister's leftovers.
All right, where does that fall in our big book of horror movie rules?
You did.
But he did cheat, so he deserves death later too. Sorry, that's the rule. The car breaks down while John and the reporter talk, so John decides to just start walking. It's Halloween night and Michael has all his homies around. Ghostface is there, Freddy's there, Jason's there. Alright, they're just guys in costume.
Did you see that?
And those guys are just the type of casting you'd see in an early 2000s movie.
Hey Medusa, look right here. It does work. Turn to stone.
Stone? I think he means pebble.
Oh, you didn't.
Then the slutty sister decides, now would be a good time to sleep with that husband.
You and I are not going to be having sex again, so might as well just stop trying.
But this time they both get caught. And bam! Right in the balls. And everybody goes running into the night.
Oh, well, what about the signing ceremony, man? Signing ceremony? Dude, I gotta save my marriage, man.
And Michael knows what's up.
Susan?
And this guy's about to learn.
I'm no Superman.
Knowing that Greg's in pain, Michael's willing to walk on his back. Yep, the Shape decides to get some practice in so that he can become a chiropractor. But he still needs work at it. You just hope his sloppy technique doesn't lose him patience in the future. Well, this party's a bust, so the early 2000 friend group bounce.
All right. Guys, you don't have to wait here. All right, just go ahead.
And they see Michael Myers near the road. And since Haddonfield isn't cool with the Myers look because it reminds him of the past, these two decide to fight.
Find out what the this guy's problem.
Let's get this dude. This guy has seen Freddy versus Jason. He's just pissed off he was left out of the fight.
Oh, did they really think that's why Michael was so mad? Michael sticks one of the Freddy blades into his neck.
Look out!
And then crowbars the friend to death. Calm down, buddy. Instead of screaming, he should have just ran. But now he's just a dead Uber passenger. You know, Michael hates that his old home has been demolished. Back in the house, the sister wonders where everybody went.
Where is everyone? So I guess Susan and Greg aren't back.
And now it just becomes Jersey Shore.
I'm not gonna sit here and point fingers at who's dumber, you or Greg. Because you're both stupid.
Why, Jeff, why can't I have it?
You can have it. But you can't have it with a married man, Janet.
The sister didn't really think out her revenge plan.
Yeah? Help her.
Michael seems to have found all this drama very captivating. Janet just wants to be loved.
You just gotta stop being such a bitch.
And with a body like that shouldn't be that hard.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Though being dead might make it a little bit more complicated. Guidebro finds the body, and before he can process what's happening, he's a goner too. The wife eventually returns back to a home that now is without power. And she's wondering, where did everybody go? And that everybody doesn't include Michael. And the heat is on. And the heat's back off. You know, she really had a bad day, didn't she? Well, after his clean murder sweep, Michael loses his cool points by accidentally stepping on the remote.
Down the spines of those who have survived his wrath.
But that allows him to hear a news report about where he can find his old house.
Limits of Carpenter and Hills Road.
Get it? So Michael's gonna take off to this new location, which is exactly where John and the reporter are.
Being this close to this iconic house really does give you a creepy feeling.
John becomes Captain Obvious by stating,
Michael's here. How do you know?
well, yeah, you guys have a clear view of him right now. John goes into the house, as does the New York Times guy.
John! It's me, Dad. You're trying to get yourself killed?
And they're able to successfully gun Michael down. Jamie's voice tells him to conduct a spiritual ritual, and that will eliminate Michael.
Now take out the ashes and make the circle.
Who would have guessed he'd be so heavy? What is his diet throughout the year? Now, time to make a circle with the comet powder.
Now, plan B, sulfur and acid.
Michael, he's not really feeling that idea. And instead, the New York Times reporter is going to be the one who's killed. Michael then grabs John and stabs him. But Jamie's got the hookups and summons the spirit world to pull Michael down to hell.
Michael! It's over, Michael. It's time to come home.
Wait, Jamie's had those powers all along? Why did she need John's help? Is this kind of like those teens on Freddy's body? Michael starts swinging away like, what the fuck am I fighting right now? Jamie continues to use her supernatural powers and explodes Michael's face. And I guess removes his evil?
Without the evil within him, Michael could not survive.
John is summoned to join Jamie in the afterlife, where he can finally rest and feel no pain. Come on, John, join us down here in hell. I mean, up there in heaven. Up there in heaven. I messed up again. Satan's gonna be so mad at me.
I don't feel any pain.
Let's go. Our family is waiting.
And that would be a totally happy ending if you didn't remember that he has a pregnant girlfriend that he's leaving behind.
If you were reading this, then I did not make it. And I want you to know the night we spent together meant a lot to me.
And also, you know, may have the thorn curse.
Know that my family's curse finally dies with me.
And that will just get passed on to the new child? You didn't think that one out, did you?
Are you kidding me?
Well, we're deep into our Halloween fan film marathon, and Michael's still not here. I did get a spirit to show up, though. He's just not as interesting as Spirit Jamie Lloyd. Come on, John, it's not so bad being a ghost. We have all the fun things. We just got a VHS player in heaven. I mean, we could watch Hulk Hogan, Spike of Bensonhurst. Nah, you know what? I'll pass.
Come on, are you gonna say no to Principal Takes a Holiday?
I really don't want to do any of that stuff.
You know what? It's a combo. It's a VHS DVD player.
You can't really entice me with things I've already done. But hey, if you haven't seen it, you can always click on one of these links.
So, we could actually watch Polar Express.
Yeah. All right, yeah, send Michael in whenever he's ready. Oh, you might want to watch out. He may stab you. Oh, he already stabbed you? He's a tricky one. You gotta watch out for that knife. You never know where he's keeping it. Hey, you got the pre-sliced sharp cheese, right? I don't really want any knives around Michael. You already experienced that, didn't you? How bad was that stabbing? Ugh. Sounds rough.
The Shape stalks. Again, this takes place on Halloween night, as a random teen girl is trying to escape and almost plows over Tigger in the process.
Hey, was that real? I don't know. It looked like real blood.
Michael's following along, and the teens are like, yeah, we're just going to clear the pathway. She tries to get someone to answer the door, but she's run out of real estate and becomes Haddonfield's next dead hottie. Meanwhile, in the inside of that same house,
Movie too scary for you?
we have two teens making out while watching horror movies. And she's just waiting out the remaining time before the parents of this kid arrive back home.
Heather's gonna pick me up in 15 minutes.
That's plenty of time.
But man, this guy just really wants sex. But he's getting all the roadblocks.
Unless you have to answer the door for trick-or-treaters, and you have to walk all the way back to the couch, and we have to start over.
And you know, you just don't want to greet trick-or-treaters with a hard-on.
Lock the door.
And you don't want people walking in on you. Or maybe he does. Maybe he's into that. Brad wants to talk dirty too.
Brad.
I'm gonna use my tongue.
Brad.
Maybe you don't do that in front of the little girl. And the adorable, lispy little girl just wants to be with Jenny and Brad.
Can I please stay up with you and Jennifer?
Jenny and I were just about to head to bed.
I like that she has this sarcastic facial reaction like, well, we were going to bed. In a way.
I'm gonna go tuck her in. I'll be right back.
Tuck her in.
And the fact that this guy is a nice uncle is a huge turn on to Jenny.
Hurry back, but take your time, but hurry back.
And like a great uncle, he entertains her with some slapstick and pratfalls.
Well, Mommy says that if two people aren't even married, they shouldn't be sleeping in the same bed.
And his Michael Cera impression.
We're gonna be on the couch.
Meanwhile, Michael's able to choke Jenny to death. And this uncle is checking all the fun boxes as he plans to let his niece eat candy for breakfast.
Some of that Halloween candy you brought home.
For breakfast?
Brad returns downstairs to what he assumes is a passed out Jenny, but she's dead. And so's he now. Michael goes to the kitchen to get his knife, because, you know, he feels naked without it. The girl who's being babysit comes down and discovers Michael.
Are you the boogeyman?
And that's when her mom arrives home.
Brad? Jenny?
But Michael is there to greet her. And instead of saving her child, she just runs away. But Michael's able to catch her, and you know how this film ends.
Now, back to our program.
Our next film is Tog Squad presents a Sven Westerhausen film, Nightblade, A Halloween Story.
Smith's Grove Sanitarium. He is now believed to be at large in Russellville.
On October 31st, 2007, we're getting reports of 5 kills, and a mental patient has escaped. He's so mental that he tries to achieve different results doing the same thing. So Booty Shorts here is getting harassed by her friends to go to the party and hook up with college guys.
It's time to hook you up with a college guy.
Or Michael if she was to listen to her friend.
Maybe you should ask your stalker outside.
Booty Shorts here finishes reading a bedtime story to the kid she's babysitting, and then goes back to texting. This film again features a Michael Myers who's forgotten his inhaler. So he has to go back into the house and get it. And in the meantime, he's gonna kill the babysitter. The kid who was being babysat wakes up to see Michael. Now 10 years later, she's in therapy and has to have a life coach.
No one is trying to kill me.
And this part is clearly a lie.
There is no man with a knife.
That's good.
Every night in her dreams, she sees Myers. She feels Myers. And she has to sleep with knives by her bed, which is a kink her boyfriend probably isn't aware of.
Have you got a knife in your head?
Because he's not the only man in her life. Dear Michael, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I hope you can't sleep and you dream about me. So to calm herself, Summer takes a non-creepy cemetery walk. I'm kidding, there's no such thing as a non-creepy cemetery walk. Where Mrs. King, I think that's what her name is?
Oh, hey, Mrs. King.
Was also hanging out.
I had one of those nightmares about him last night. It felt so real this time.
So Summer's gonna get herself even more counseling. And boy are the accents prominent in this film.
How's your relationship with Mark going?
He's my rock. I love him and he loves me.
And this is my rock. And wait a minute, here comes Booker T! He's got him! Rock bottom! Michael is keeping himself busy by chasing down Summer's friend, who accidentally reveals herself.
We're screwed!
Summer's father is contacted about the murder of Karen Smith. He finds his daughter and lets her know that Michael is back.
Baby, they found Karen Smith. She was murdered sometime yesterday. The police found her in the street.
The boyfriend tries to be supportive.
I appreciate what my dad does, but I'm sick of running away and being scared all the time.
But she's not trying to be rational.
I completely understand what you're saying.
How can you understand? You haven't been through what I have.
So Miss Kink was actually a co-worker of Dr. Loomis.
All those years we thought we were watching him. But no, he was watching us.
And Michael escaped on her watch.
We blinked and he was gone. Right through my office window.
The cop, he wants less bureaucracy. Guys like Michael Myers can't be saved.
You get them. Once the system has processed them, judged them, put them in straitjackets and shackles and handed them to you. I see them everywhere.
He wants less talk and more action.
You're looking for a cure. To me, the only cure is a bullet.
He lives in the real world, goddammit.
But all that went up in smoke when you blinked. So with all due respect, fuck you!
Fuck you too.
Boy, does that sound like political Twitter. So while Summer goes to answer the door for trick-or-treaters, Michael sneaks in and slices the boyfriend's throat. And this panics Summer so bad, she just casually walks away and goes to get a hold of her dad.
He's here, and he's killing everyone!
And then is able to fight off Michael by hitting him with lumber. Our shrink and cop arrive.
They're dead!
God.
They're all dead!
Oh, and the cops discover that Loomis and Mary were shagging pals.
Media implicating an affair between the two during their working relationship?
Oh my God.
Hey Michael, have you ever pictured Dr. Loomis having sex?
He's already here.
Michael does not like that imagery, so Mary's a goner.
You're never gonna kill again.
And now Cop Dad is gone too. But he scares Michael to the outside, where he's able to be gunned down. Ah, you know what? That was just Cop Dad with a mask put on him.
That's my dad, that's not him! He's still in the house!
Well, Gerard, the completionist Cop Dad, says his last words.
Just you wanted to kill.
Which I translated to, is just, I know he wanted to kill.
Who would do all this?
Why would any Haddonfield resident ask that question on Halloween? Everybody give it up. Michael Myers is here with us tonight. It is awesome that you took the time to join us here. I know how busy Halloween can be for you. Thank you for coming. Just thank you for coming. Also, thank you for not killing my production assistant. Though, according to my watch, it's November 1st. You couldn't have killed a little bit faster and joined us here a little bit sooner? Ha!
Whatever. Water under the bridge. Alright, let's start with some softball questions. What's Busta Rhymes like? So why'd you choose the jumpsuit look? Do you just like the convenience of sliding on one pair of clothes? Alright, no more beating around the bush. And I'm not talking about the bush that you like to hide behind when you're scaring a teen. Why did you choose to kill your sister? Maybe you'd have a lot more in common if you just tried talking to her. So why do you keep killing off your family members? And why are you trying to kill off all your family members?
Alright, I can't be silent about this any longer. You want an answer? The whole thing was a total accident. You see, I'd finished sharpening my knife. And I was so proud of the job I did that I wanted to show Judith. Well, Judith didn't have any time for me. So I figured, why not just be creepy? I could just lean over her like I was gonna stab her. And, well, I lost my balance and I accidentally stabbed her. Well, I mean, I didn't want to get in any trouble at that point, so I just continued stabbing her. Next thing I know, she was dead. I knew I was screwed and I wasn't going to go to the movies. And I had my heart set on seeing Sword in the Stone. And after it was all done, they sent me to this crazy guy called Dr. Loomis.
Alright, so let's go to Twitter, where our top user asked question is, why did you want a rape incest baby with your niece Jamie?
What the f***?
We'll be back with the remainder of this interview after I get our final review done.
The 31st is a Pickle Mickle production, and they run into mid-2000s camera problems. I had the same thing happen to me. They must have filmed it on a Panasonic digital camera. That thing glitched out all the time. Oh, excuse me, it's not called the 31st. It's actually Michael Johnson's Halloween. That's right, the famous 90s gold medalist sprinter made a Halloween fan film. This film also believes that Haddonfield would make a museum about Michael. It's Halloween 2007, and these Utes are gonna break into the old Myers home.
Guys, I really don't think we should be here.
Dude, it is not our fault that the cost of admission is so high.
But not all of them seem to have the balls to go through with it.
The idea of breaking...
This team of low-rent looking outsiders run into a brother-sister activist team. They're responsible for keeping the Myers house from getting destroyed.
Well, in case you didn't know, you're trespassing.
Trespassing.
If only they knew how to save the audio from this fan film from the same fate.
I know if it wasn't for you and your little protest, this place would probably be a pile of rubble.
The Leather Daddies let us know how they feel about the protest girl's brother.
There's this clock tower in Indiana that's getting torn down. It's just not going to protest.
Wow, that's really gay. Guys.
And then Michael chimes in with his thoughts on activism. And we're greeted with one of many camera glitches that will happen throughout the film. This was not an artistic choice. The sister sees her brother's body and tries to get away. But come on, we've seen like 10 fan films so far. You know what's gonna happen. A year later, we get ourselves a news report, which lets us know that the search for Zoe and Blake has been stopped.
They mysteriously went missing a year ago, and we're still not sure about what happened. My sources tell me that they cut off the search right around mid-December, so I'm still not happy with that. I really hope they're safe, but if not, we've done all we can do.
Then the news turns into E-News.
Bill has gone to Hollywood. Director Bob Zombie's film based on the events from 30 years ago has come out on DVD already.
As they also say that there's Halloween movies, and then there's the real events of Halloween.
People are not happy with this whatsoever. They think it's very disrespectful, and many of them have petitioned the film.
Overly Scared Guy says the least convincing dialogue that I've ever heard from one of these movies.
It must be awesome living next door to a cop. Yeah, it's great.
So our main guy is trying to prep for a good Halloween party. And that includes getting his friend to pretend to be Michael Myers.
Anyways, look, all you have to do is show up as Michael Myers, we'll scare a few people, we'll laugh about it afterwards. I don't want to hurt anybody. Everybody's entitled to a good scare, it's Halloween.
And then he interrupts his friend while he's getting his pump on.
Okay, so 5 scary movies in a row with our closest friends. What do you think?
His friend is getting ready to propose.
I'm flattered. I really am. It's just I'm just so busy at work right now.
Not to this guy, to his girlfriend.
You think she'll like it?
Well, our main guy, he's not feeling this.
83% of teenagers who get married young end up divorced.
He'd rather focus on throwing a party with his parents out of town. Big Swole takes the opportunity to invite his girlfriend.
There will be food.
I'm done.
Who's easily convinced to go because there's gonna be food. And Michael wants to go to this party, so he drunkenly stumbles up to the house, where the teens are watching the Rob Zombie Halloween remake.
That is some deep-ass, serious, yeah, shit, man.
And I'm guessing the people who made this film really did not like that version.
This is lame.
So instead, the teens need to talk about the real Michael Myers.
Halloween, exactly 30 years ago tonight, he came home.
Yeah, we know. Michael Myers escaped from Smith's Grove 30 years ago and killed 16 people in cold blood.
But that subject's not as interesting as Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Isn't it strange that since that night 30 years ago, people have been dying in Haddonfield on Halloween?
You know what's even stranger? 29 years later, a Mr. Rob Zombie comes and makes a bullshit movie about it all.
So Skater Boy isn't convinced that the real Michael Myers is even dead.
Sam, the dude's been dead for almost a decade.
You can't prove that. You can't. I'll find out.
And that's proved when they get a phone call.
Who is it? What are they saying?
Have you checked the children?
No. What's your favorite scary movie?
7 days.
What did Michael even say on the other end of the line? Well, it must have been bad reception, because Michael has to show up in person. And kills one of the guests. Ah, that's one good scare. You know what? I think I fulfilled my bingo card. I'm going to go look at our prize closet. I don't know about these prizes. Guy's kind of a little too into himself. Our main guy starts cracking up. Dude, it was a prank he came up with earlier, bro.
It's nice.
Well, that kills the whole vibe of the party, and everyone decides, let's go home.
I want to go now.
Okay, I'll take you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too. I've had enough tricks for one Halloween. Alright? Go.
Hey, if nobody wants this girl anymore, I'll take her.
We're too old to trick-or-treat and too young to die.
What?
Dude, you know my neighbor's a cop. So you're out here smoking in front of his house, Sam. What can I say?
Oh, this is the Dude Where's My Car prequel, where they're still afraid to be stoned in public. Well, Big Swole confesses to his girlfriend about being part of that low-rent outsiders crew that broke into the Myers Museum.
Me, Brandon, and Jamie all waited till everything closed and everybody went home. We sort of broke in.
And they actually stole Michael Myers' mask.
We just stole something.
You stole something?
Well, yeah, we just dared Jamie to take the old Myers mask, but it was just a joke.
And that turns the girlfriend on.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, apparently burglarizing does it for her. On his walk home, the stoned skater boy walks into Myers, who he thinks is just Jamie. And for guessing wrong, that's a stabbing. Our main guy arrives at Walmart to get some stain cleaner.
Did I remember to turn off the grill? Yes. Wait. No. Yes.
Truly riveting stuff. And Skater Boy, his luck continues to suck as he falls face first on an active grill.
This town has a death curse!
Oh, this guy just now decides to give out that advice? And what is happening with the audio?
Evil never dies!
Plus, I'm pretty sure this guy does this at all the Walmarts. Not only was Skater Boy stabbed and facially burnt, he's also going to be drowned. After leaving Walmart, our hero decides, you know what, it's time to sing some Proclaimers. You know, I've never related to a character more.
Just to be a man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
But the question is, will he attempt to do the high notes? Yeah, he did them! Back at the party house, we get the wrong character topless.
Where are you going?
To check out the noise.
You're crazy.
You're a pussy.
And that's gonna leave Big Swole to be easy picking for Michael. And Michael, he's just gonna admire his handiwork. Jenny feels bad for mocking Big Swole, and she comes back to apologize.
Look, I'm sorry about earlier today. I was just joking.
But since Swole came down with a temporary case of being dead, he's not going to be able to accept an apology.
Okay, fine. Be that way. Be a little bitch. See if I'll give you a tampon when you come out of there.
Well, she just has a bubbly personality, doesn't she? But before she can do that, she listens to her iPhone instead, where she gets a message from Brandon, who of course wears a fedora in his picture.
Jesus, you scared the shit out of me.
By the time.
You know, Michael just wants to hang out, but Jenny thinks it's Jamie being a dick.
You know you can be a real jerk sometimes.
Michael isn't the biggest fan of being spoken to like that. And, by the way, he prefers the Rolling Stones. That's why he's gonna give her one shot to the body. Okay, he's gonna give her more than one shot. Brandon returns just in time for us to get that meta joke in. Were you worried that this film wasn't gonna mention Halloween 3? Because, there we go.
Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Brandon just thinks he interrupted his friends having sex.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, next time, shut the door.
But Brandon, it's not as bad as you think it is. They're just dead. And that skater boy, he got hung up like a coat. So Brandon runs out and gets the neighbor cop to help him.
Look, man, I just got off duty. It's been a rough night.
No, you don't understand. He killed them. You have to come help me.
I have been dealing with this shit all night. And I swear to God, I cannot stand this anymore.
It's either that or he just hates Brandon and doesn't want to help him. The cop sees the murders and requests for backup.
Oh my. Go downstairs and call my partner. What? Speed dial you.
As Brandon leaves out the front door, he runs into Michael. But it's not Michael, it's just Jamie.
Oh, dude, I got you. Hey. Dude, chill, it's just me.
What are you still doing here?
I'm sorry.
Look, it's not safe here.
But Jamie is also one of the murderers. What a twist!
Maybe I should have stabbed him. I had to wait forever for Michael to come back.
The whole reason for that break-in last year was so that Jamie could bring back Myers.
I thought maybe this year with the opening of the museum, but no. Not even when we broke into his house. I even stole his precious mask, but none of it worked.
But that didn't seem to work for him, so he had to do the murders himself.
So I thought, maybe this year, I should take over.
And then he planned on leaving town when the murders were committed.
I mean, what were you gonna do after you killed me? Oh, come on, I was gonna disappear, dude!
And why did he do this? Because we shouldn't allow Halloween to be celebrated in Haddonfield.
The fact that we celebrate Halloween in this town at all is insulting. It's like everybody forgot, but that's okay.
Michael Myers comes in and he's all like, dude, I don't need any partners. So he stabs Jamie, who falls to his death. Brandon takes a stabbing too, but luckily the cop wasn't actually killed and fires away at Michael, who proceeds to take a fall himself. The next day, Brandon is being treated for his injuries, as we see Michael drive away. Jamie was also alive as well, and he's the one driving the ambulance. You know, Michael, that was real nice of you to not slice and dice me while I did that final review. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, I get it. You lash out because you just want to be loved, right? Well, I'll give you a hug. Come on, buddy. I don't have time to die. I have to finish doing the interview. Okay, well, I guess I do have time to die.
Nice.